Hello, hello, hello. I do apologize that some of us are actually in the blank right now. Welcome to the Centrist Supremacy. I'm your host, Banksy Style, and your fellow host, co-host is
Ta-da!
Pavlov of the Pavlovian Response. My camera is currently switched off, so that's a bit embarrassing because I had it plugged into a different computer. Technology.
Yeah, this is the tech guy, guys. This is the tech guy.
The tech guy. Yeah, and I realized that I forgot. Okay, hold on. Yes, I forgot that I plugged in the camera into the wrong computer, and now we have to try to get it to work. The tech guy. It's a good job we've got the tech guy on it. Otherwise, we'd be screwed. Okay, there I am. I am now in. Now the audience can see me. It's okay. Papa,
I'm gonna act like I see you too. Yeah.
Yeah, act
nice
like you
hat,
see me.
man.
Oh
nice
my
hat.
god! Ow! Look, you just have to run the stream. You'll be able to see me on the stream. So yeah.
Right.
So here we are. Okay.
Nice T-shirt, man. Very good.
I know it's very.
I can't see it yet.
You still can't see it. It'll.
Still loading.
It's still it's the StreamYard is the stream. Sorry, still a few ticks behind us.
No, it's just my internet that's shitty. Okay, I see it now. I see
There
it
you
now.
go. There you go. And I do have a funky
A
t-shirt.
little fedora hat, milady.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a pork pie. This is the same kind of hat as
Yeah.
as what's it called? The Eisen. No, what's his? Oh man, the guy from Breaking Bad. He called him Heisenberg.
Yeah.
Heisenberg hat. That's right, baby.
I know. It's slightly different from a milady fedora.
Yeah, it's not a fedora, but yeah, it's close enough. Hello, I Still Hate It Here. Big up, I Still Hate It Here is already in his house, his house, and I was just about to. I've already twatted the link out. I was about to create a YouTube post in order to send out the link that way as well, but unfortunately I can't seem to find our I can't find the channel. Where is it? It's supposed to be here.
That's okay, man.
Okay, I found it. We're good.
But yeah, look, did you see the thing that I sent about the metro thingy that the hospital works allergies is in intensive care with severe reaction after Pfizer or Pfizer, however you want to say that vaccine.
Oh yeah, Pfizer. Yeah. What about it though? What was it that you were? Let me read it because I haven't fully read it yet. Actually, we can read it with l'audience. I did download it. I saw the text, and now I'm going to try to share it with everybody. But hold on a second. I have to do things.
Kind of. Okay, I'll put the police hat on a little bit. The audience is demanding.
Yeah, there you go. They see the audience. Pablo, wear the hat.
Milady.
There you go. You ask and you shall receive. is the motto of the stream here. You ask and you shall receive. Okay.
Dude, don't make promises that you can't keep, Banksy. Imagine that we get some pro Zubida people here, and they start asking you to take off your clothes and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. You ask some things and you shall receive them. Sometimes.
Sometimes, occasionally.
Yeah. You ask and you sometimes shall receive it. Occasionally, perhaps, but no guarantees. Where is it? Damn it! I'm trying to find the website here. Is that it? That doesn't look like it. Sorry, hold on. Nope, that ain't it.
I can read it real quick before we show it. Just while you're looking for it, I'll read it. So, Metro, hospital worker with no prior allergies in intensive care with severe reaction after Pfizer COVID vaccine by Jimmy McCloskey, 16th December 2020. So, 2 days ago. A hospital worker, there it is. A hospital worker with no history of allergies was admitted to intensive care over a severe reaction she suffered 10 minutes after having Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine. The unidentified female worker suffered an anaphylactic reaction shortly after receiving the injection at the hospital in Juneau, Alaska on Tuesday. So this is in the US. Yeah. It does specify here that it's in the US. So she had no prior history of allergies and was not allergic to other vaccines. The woman began to feel flush 10 minutes after receiving the vaccine and took an
antihistamine. And she took an antihistamine, which is like decongestion tablets, or those like Cynadol sprays on your nose. Any decongestion that you get. This is antihistamine. Also, inflammatory like paracetamols and stuff like that can be considered antihistamines as well. Mm-hmm. But okay, 10 minutes after receiving the vaccine and took an antihistamine. Yeah, so she basically took the vaccine, then took the antihistamine, and the shit messed her up. It caused the reaction. I think it's because you'll be surprised how these what we consider to be very everyday tablets like paracetamol, ibuprofen.
Wait, thanks. It's just a second. I mean, maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but I think she took antihistamine after the reaction. Like it says, the woman began to feel flush 10 minutes after receiving the vaccine and took an antihistamine.
Yeah, she took that
after the reaction.
Exactly. She started getting a reaction. Then she took the antihistamine, I think, because she thought, she probably took like a tablet, like a headache tablet or something, because she felt, she had a headache. But then that, I bet, caused further reactions with the vaccine. So it says she was taken to the emergency room at Bartlett Regional Hospital in Juano after struggling to breathe. Emergency room doctor Dr. Lindy Jones said the woman had, and we don't know the rest because I don't have the rest of the article on the thing that you sent me. I don't have the rest of the article.
I mean, this is us summarizing the article. Yeah, this is the summary. We're saying this so we don't bore the audience. That's the reason.
Exactly. That's the reason. That's precisely the reason why we've done this. No, nothing to do with the fact that we were so unprepared that we did not even get the friggin' article in properly.
No, man. Unprepared? What is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Always prepared.
We're never unprepared. It's just like Gandalf. We are never late. We just arrive at precisely the time we intend to. A wizard is never late. and the Centrist Supremacy is never unprepared. We are just prepared to the amount that we intend to be.
I mean, but yeah, look, what do you think about this? Obviously, it's only one person, so it's not like it's a mass effect. But then again, not a lot of people took the vaccine yet. And if we're getting these reactions already, yeah.
Well, this is exactly it. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not that this is a horrific thing or whatever. This is the fact that the issue for me is this is just like week one or month one. We're not even past the first month into this thing, and we're getting people. And imagine if this thing, once this thing hits 100,000 people, 1 million people, etc., etc. So we're not even like, I don't even know if we're in the thousands of people that have been vaccinated yet. Certainly not globally. Maybe in this country we have a few hundred. I don't know, but we are far from the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and etc. etc. So yeah, I've got it here. The hospital worker with no prior allergies in intensive care with severe reactions after Pfizer COVID vaccine. And this is the one that we were reading earlier on. In a hospital worker with no history of allergies was admitted to intensive care over severe reactions she suffered 10 minutes after having Pfizer coronavirus vaccine. The unidentified female worker suffered a anaphylactic reaction shortly after receiving the injection at a hospital in Juneau, I'm going to go with Alaska, on Tuesday. She had no prior history of allergies and was not allergic to other vaccines. The woman began to feel flush 10 minutes after receiving the vaccine and took an antihistamine, which, I mean, they say antihistamine. What they really mean is like a paracetamol. She took a fucking paracetamol or some kind of something of similar nature. So it's not like she did anything wild. Like she didn't shoot up coke. She wasn't freebasing the second after. she wasn't like snorting some fucking angel dust.
Yeah, man, it was just a little celebration, She was safe from COVID, so she decided to coke, man. Just a bit of a celebration.
Decided to take up some salt baths, snort some salt baths. Anyway, she was taken to the emergency room at Bartlett Regional Hospital in Juneau. I'm gonna go with Juneau. I don't know what the fuck how to pronounce it.
I think it's Juneau, but
there you go. I'll go with that too. Juneau.
Oh, I mean, Juneau kind of sounds like Spanish a little
bit. I thought it was. And I was like, I'm way off this. There's no way this thing's going. It's going to be Spanish.
Alaska's a bit far.
Yeah, Alaska's way too white and far
from Mexico. Yeah.
To have some kind of Hispanic name, so it's probably Juneau. French. Alaska.
It could be French, because it's like near Canada, and Canada has some regions with French.
There you go. After struggling to breathe, emergency room Dr. Lindy Jones said the woman had a elevated heart rate and a red rash on her face and torso. All right. Let us now continue to the bits that we did not see in our little screenshot that I had. So now I'm going to flip over for the audience's sake so that we can see the bits we did not see before. Let me see. Okay. Yep, we're there. Okay. Now, this bit, the woman was treated with other antihistamines, including epinephrine, which she responded to. But the patient's symptoms soon began to re-emerge, prompting doctors to begin treating her with steroids too. So epinephrine did work.
Steroids?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously her body is reacting really badly to this shit. An attempt to wean the woman off epinephrine saw her symptoms reappear before resolving. The woman was the woman has since been moved to intensive care for observation. Dr. Jones said the woman is now in stable condition. The Anchorage Daily News reported. She added that the patient is still glad she had the vaccine. Oh, you kiss my ass. That's fucking... Oh, I'm still glad I had it. Because, of course, they have to add that shit in. Otherwise, people are like, fuck this vaccine.
Jesus.
I mean, let's be honest. Before I even got 3/4 of the way into this article, I was like, "Fuck this vaccine."
Yeah. I almost died, but at least I avoided a 0.01% of getting COVID.
COVID, yeah. But the thing
dying
is,
from COVID,
like, this little bit at the end, she's still glad she had the vaccine. No, that is not convincing me, madam. I'm sorry. that has not turned the corner for me on this vaccine issue. Dr. Jones said she was still enthusiastic that she got the vaccine and she benefits and the benefits that it would give her in the future. Yeah, what? Possibly kidney failure? Maybe no longer being able to bear children? God knows what else is going on inside you, love.
Yikes! Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's see that again. Where's the bearing children? What is it?
No. That's shit I added.
Oh no, wait, doesn't say. It doesn't say. Oh yeah.
Slight,
but look, the funny thing is, I heard of that too. Yeah. But look, I heard of that too. Honestly, of the rumor that it's possible that the vaccine might result in something like that. Like obviously, there's been all of these YouTuber doctors to jump at it, debunk it, and other doctors to say that it's all legit. It's really not that trustworthy. But look, I watched the video that Ultra sent me. Ultra from Visions. From Valley. The funny guy. You remember him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ultra is awesome. Yeah.
He's a pretty funny guy, I have to admit. But look, he sent this video, and honestly, I don't really agree with the video. He said that if you still don't agree with the video, then that's it. You just won't want to get the vaccine. But I think the video wasn't very convincing because of one single reason. The video ignores the fact that just because you have more investment into a vaccine doesn't mean that you can make the vaccine safe faster. Because necessarily there needs to be a time period that you need to take to see if there's any side effects.
Yes.
Like, you can't just speed up time if you have more money. It just doesn't work that way. You need to wait a while to see if the vaccine has any side effects. And if you don't wait, well, you don't wait, then there will be side effects most likely, and you just can't tell. You can have every scientist in the world on the vaccine working on it, and you can still have, in the end, release an unsafe vaccine because you just didn't wait the time to see what are the side effects,
Yep.
It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know why the video ignores this. Maybe they acknowledge deep down that this is a problem with this, but they just they want to divert attentions from it. But,
this is the problem. They, if you notice when you mention the word side effect, it's like a crucifix to a vampire to these doctors, to these people who are actually like for the vaccine. Those who want to promote the vaccine never want to touch the side effects issue. Oh no, this all been tested. It's perfectly fine. Just take it. Take it in your veins.
Yes.
It's like, fuck you. I like to know the side effects. You know what? Having major palpitations and elevated breathing and all of that shit. Yeah, those are not just so much side effects to me. They're more effects. They're more like really, really fucked up effects. They've gone beyond the side. So I'm sorry. I'm not taking that shit. Not until about another 1,000 or 2 of these nurses have been through it. These workers, these whatever NHS workers or generally doctors. Once they've all gone through it, I want to personally, to be honest with you, you know what I want? The day after Boris Johnson takes it, I'll think about it.
Oh, come on, Banksy. I think that's. I mean, I get it. It's a joke, but if somebody actually says that unironically, I think it's a bit naive because, like, how can you tell he actually took it in the end?
I know. That's the problem. I mean, we got the issue.
It's much easier for him to get away with not taking it than for the common folk, man.
Oh yeah.
Like, politicians. There was a quote. I don't remember who said it, but it was a Greek philosopher who said it. Was the only people who should have the right of lying are the rulers. It was some kind of a quote like that.
The only people who should have the right or shouldn't have the right.
Who should have the right to lie? Yeah, I know it sounds a bit Italian, but that is how countries work in a way. Lots of placebos, lots of structures of power, lots of different manipulations and all that stuff. I mean, look, let's look at something as simple as patriotism. Like patriotism for a really shitty country. Imagine you're in a really bad country, totalitarian, all the stuff. Well, North Korea. Let's imagine you're a
basically North Korea. Yeah.
Yeah, a really shitholian country, really bad, really horrible for the people who live there, and you're groomed from birth to be a big patriot of this country because it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
How the bloody hell would anybody support North Korea if they actually knew how the rest of the world is, and if they actually knew how bad North Korea actually is? Of course, they don't know that. They need to be groomed into thinking it's great, but it's not great. And the same thing, to a certain extent, is every time you go to the military, you're groomed to go forward and possibly take a bullet and possibly give a bullet. And for what? For orders that you might not be sure of. Sure. Just how it is. But it's kind of inevitable in a way, because if you start questioning things on the battlefield, it's just you take the bullet first. Anyway, maybe I'm deviating a bit, but I hope
no. I know, I can see what you're saying, and I totally agree that. Well, when it comes to the army, when it comes to the military, number one, their goal is to first of all break you down as a human being and then build you up as a soldier. They're not interested in you. They're interested in you as a soldier that obeys without question. So that's what the military's aims are anyway. And so they are, I'm not really thinking about what the military is likely to do, but civil society is really, it's like, this is why I was concerned. And there's a guy who comes to Speaker's Corner and wears a sign saying "Don't have children." And he's got
of course. His name is Danny Shine. He's the social experimentalist.
Exactly, social experimentalist. Now, I've been watching his videos, and he did a really great bit where he went around asking the police whether they would obey any order given to them without question. Is there a particular rule or order that the government will set that they would not abide by, that they would say, no, this is too much? And most of the police couldn't say it. Most of the police couldn't. Honestly, none of them actually said, no, they're like, this will be too far. This would be when the government's gone too far. Because ultimately what he's getting at is that whole thing about the Nuremberg thing. About, I was just doing what, I was following orders.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, that did not go well for those people. This whole thing about I'm just following orders doesn't wash. You could go to jail still. You could still, be executed for following orders. So, the question is very poignant and important, especially at this particular time where we're in a position where our governments are making or passing orders to the to the police, which would be unreasonable under any other scenario, under any other situation, in any other time, another time. Like, this was 2019, and the police and the government told the police, stop people from going to Speaker's Corner. It would be a totally unreasonable thing for the police to do, for the government to do. So why is it unreasonable then, but is somehow reasonable now? Because we have a potential virus. Yeah, because you have an excuse to do it.
Exactly.
Really, what it is it's an excuse. You just needed it. So you don't mind being authoritarian. You just we're waiting for the right excuse to be authoritarian. Whilst in reality, the government should still be protecting civil rights and try to find ways to handle this virus, but they're not. They're just like, fuck civil rights. The virus takes all control, all the precedent over it. Well, then if that's the case, then there are lots of situations in a country where you can throw the civil rights under the bus and war. What happens if all-out war breaks out? That's it. Civil rights are gone. Well, this is our history. This is what happened. Go back to the 1930s and check very, very recent history. It's not even, I'm not even asking you to go back to, like, I don't know, fucking Crusades. I'm asking you to just go back to the 1930s and see what happens with civil rights and what happened, what the Americans did to the Japanese with the internment camps and all the things that they set up. And the problem is, though, this is where it all comes down to. You know, there's a saying which actually recently I was reminded of. They say it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. And that is the method that the governments of the Western governments basically work under. They do authoritarian shit, they fuck things up, and then they go, oh, we're so sorry, that was disgrace. What did we do to those Japanese people? We put them in oh, we are so sorry about that. We are so sorry. But then as soon as some other shit happens, they do the exact same shit. It's like, okay, you're sorry about the Second World War internment camps. Now, how is it that we're going to test you not doing that shit again? At what scenario shall we think of to test your resolve in not doing the shit that you guys did in the 1930s with the internment camps? Well, unless you have another scenario where the government has to take away your civil rights, you're not testing anything. The government can go, oh, we're so sorry, that was terrible, we acknowledge that. That's bullshit. How are you going to prove to me that you're not going to take away my civil rights, that you're not going to go back to the way that you behaved before? You're not saying sorry doesn't mean shit to me. But when it comes to a situation,
it's all a bunch of baloney.
Yeah,
it's all a bunch of bullshit.
It's like insurance companies. Insurance companies will tell you they'll do everything for you, as long as you pay the premium, until the day you claim your insurance, until the day the shit goes wrong and you go, okay, you know that insurance money that I've been paying you? Well, now I need to claim that. Then they'll go, oh, but did you read this clause underneath here? Did you read that particular article? Well, you see, that disqualifies you. So this is the way governments are. Governments will promise you anything. Oh, civil liberties, absolutely. We love your civil liberties. Oh, yeah, you can have them. Until you need to actually use those civil liberties, until you actually need to use your free speech, until you actually need to go and march in the streets and be unruly, then you realize, do you really have those liberties? These bullshit about the government constantly saying, oh, you have freedom of speech in Britain. Oh, Britain, we have a freedom of speech. Except if you actually say things that we don't want you to say, then you don't have freedom of speech. Well, fucking Saddam Hussein gave me that fucking right. I could go to North Korea and have freedom of speech if it's just to say the things the government wants me to say. I've got freedom of speech in China then. The point is, the freedom of speech is supposed to be the shit you don't like. If you can't say the things you don't like, that the government doesn't like to hear, then I don't have freedom of speech. I have speech that you subscribe for me. So kiss my ass.
It's freedom of speech, but not hate speech.
Exactly. It's the but.
What is hate speech? We say what's hate speech.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the whole point. That's the whole, it's where the rubber meets the road. Is they claim you have all these freedoms until you use those freedoms to do the things that the government doesn't like you to do, that doesn't want you to do, until you march in central London, until you march in Hyde Park, until you go and just simply stand on a stool and start speaking to literally no one around you. Then you realize what you actually have. This is why I hate it when these Muslims and all these other assholes talk about, oh, freedom of speech, but it's not absolute freedom. Assholes. What you don't seem to realize is that once you go down that road, you think my speech is the only speech they're going to take away? They're going to come for your dawah. They're going to come for your Quran. Because they're going to determine that also not to be. But the day that comes is the day you're going to start fucking bitching and crying. Oh, no, I didn't mean this. I didn't mean my speech. I just meant your speech. So this is the problem. They don't get it. They don't understand the slippery slope that we're on.
Dude, it's just like, it amazes me how people make these conclusions about freedom of speech. Like they shout, they scream, they threaten to fight, they push people around, and they say, "Oh, it's my freedom of speech." Like, motherfucker, just how stupid can you get at that point, man? like when you get at somebody's face, like half a centimeter away from somebody's face, and you shout at them like crazy, spit flying all around the place. You're insane, you're threatening, you're gonna kill them, you're gonna fuck their mom, you're gonna do this and that and this and that, and then in the end, when you're called out, you say, "Oh, it's freedom of speech, man! It's freedom of speech." Like, dumbass. Jeez, seriously, fucking dumbass. But it happened last week on Speaker's Corner, There were a bunch of youths, impressionable youths in Speaker's Corner, were shouting at the guy. Like, I made a video about it, on Speaker's Corner Newsflash, by the way, about the guy that I call Black Magic because I don't know his actual name. And he was like he's like a preacher. He was shouting all around the place, Black Magic!
Yes. Yeah, I saw that on some of the YouTube channel people who posted it.
Yeah.
And Hatun went in and kind of interfered a little bit, and not interfered, but you know what I mean. She kind of brought him over to her.
She got in the middle between them. Yeah,
she got in the middle.
I posted some videos of that here on this channel. Like it says, I call it Black Magic versus Allah Akbarers. And I mean, it's just dumb, man. They got in his face. They really started shouting him. And fair enough, he's a nutcase. I'm not saying he's like a balanced human being. I'm not defending his point of view. He's a nutcase. He was saying stupid shit. But you can't go and get in his face and threaten to kick his ass. And Big T was doing even worse. Like he was shaking his glove 5 centimeters away from the guy's face. You can actually see it on one of the videos.
That's like your typical, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Exactly. The air belongs to everyone. The air belongs to everyone.
It's like 2-year-old fucking behavior.
So fucking dumb.
I'm not touching you.
I'm not touching you. I literally saw shit like that in school, in primary school.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's the kind of shit older brothers do to bully their younger siblings.
Yeah.
I know this because I have done this.
Man. This is grown-ass man in Speaker's Corner that do it. And some random guy started calling himself a Taliban and got in the face of one of the Christian dudes, like one of the big guy, the MMA James.
Oh,
okay.
MMA James? No,
yeah.
I don't know if I know that one.
He's like a Christian guy.
Oh, okay.
I have this him where I call him a Spartan. That's why I called the video, because we shout the Spartan thing.
Yeah.
Spartans, prepare for glory. So funny stuff.
Oh man, that's I saw some of the things. And by the way, I don't want to encourage anyone to go to these YouTube channels, but a particular YouTuber that we all know at Speaker's Corner who his name is it rhymes with T-Rex, but he basically was live streaming with a guy who beats up his wife and this big T guy. And oh my god, it was the most cringiest shit ever. And this fat guy, this T, he started to sort of do some kind of sparring with some other guy there, because they all got like...
With the guy who beats up his wife?
No, not with the guy who beats up his wife. This other guy that was there. It was a skinnier guy, actually. And he was like... because they were all bigging him up. Like, Big T, yeah, boxing, right? Yeah, well, what can you do, man? I swear to God, these people are men in their 30s. They act like 12-year-olds. They are literally like, oh, yeah, I'll probably knock you out with one punch, mate. There's just one... And then he started to do some sparring, and this fat ass man, now don't get me wrong, I would be exactly the same, but I would not think of myself so fucking great to start sparring in the middle of like central London, and then he was breathing heavily and started sweating, and it's like, dude, you would not last one fucking round in any ring. 3 minutes and you would have a coronary in about 30 seconds. A 3-minute round you would not complete. I'm sorry, sir, but you would literally have to be carried. Oh my god! He was fucking breathing heavy. After literally, this was less than a minute of almost shadow boxing because they weren't hitting each other. And I'm like, what are you doing? It was the most cringiest shit I had ever seen in my life. It's fucking awful.
You should show the video, man. You should show the video. Come on, man.
I don't, because I don't want to promote these people. I don't want to promote these. This is
okay, send me the video later.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link. You can review it. If you choose as a co-host to show the video, I will then do it after you've seen the disaster
it's okay,
is.
It's okay.
But
you don't want to let's not do it.
I just don't want these people to have any what do they call it? Credit? No, not credit. Any man, what are they? Exposure, yeah, definitely exposure. But they call it. They say something. Man, what is that? What is that term? They wanna have. It's like credit. It's like getting street cred, but it's not. It's more
recognition.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It is. It's basically, it means that, but it's like it's a slang for it. These guys use a slang type.
That is funny, man.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, just go over this. Let me see if I can actually fast forward to the bit where the boxing begins. I don't know. I mean, I hope the boxing bit is in here. It is.
Oh no!
It looks uncut, so it's definitely here.
Oh Lord! And let's see that, man. Let's see. I'm kind of curious.
Here it is.
Also curious.
Here it is. It's at 47. I would say 48 minutes in. Yeah, 48. 48 minutes in. It is cringy as fuck. It is so fucking bad. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for him. That's how embarrassing it is. I feel embarrassed because the thing is, this Big T, he's Iranian. He's actually Iranian as well.
No!
I know. It's even worse because he's Iranian. I have to bear some of the fucking burden of his cringiness.
No, man, dude, seriously, I'm sorry, man. Jesus Christ! If there was a Ukrainian guy in Speaker's Corner acting this way, I would have fucking dragged them away from Speaker's Corner. I would have covered him with a niqab and said, "Don't look, guys. This is not a real Ukrainian. He's just an actor." Oh no!
Yeah, he is Iranian. Let's see. Let me.
Let's see the shadow boxing, man. This ratio though, I like it.
I'm actually showing it on the main thing, so the audience the audience deserves to see some of this cringe. This is the
put some sound, man. Put some sound. Let's hear the breathing.
So put the sound as well. Yeah, this is afterwards though. This is not. They're not.
I think they're scrapping, isn't it? But I can't show the face.
He's trying not to show the face of the other guy, and this is the shit they're doing. Look at this fucking guy. God, this is so fucking cringe.
No, they don't. The guy don't want to be on it.
Look at this fucking idiots. And he's wearing, I swear to God, it looks like he's wearing enough fur to he killed a fucking grizzly bear earlier on that day, and now he's wearing his skin because he's got so much of this fake
dude,
why is
the T-Rex filming the floor here?
The T-Rex, I don't know.
Look what someone wrote.
But the thing is, it's not the T-Rex that's recording. It's another guy.
It's Modine.
No. It's that blonde-haired Russian-looking guy.
You trained him?
Oh no!
Look.
No, my Russian brother. No, you're hanging with the wrong people.
Keep on molding the
I don't know if he's Russian, but the blonde one, the fat blonde one that hangs out with
I know. I spoke to him, man. I know. Oh no way.
Yeah. So you can see Nodine over here. He's doing his
Nodine is, culturally appropriating the Slav squad here.
Yeah, he is actually. He is. I think you guys have to have a word.
Guys, look. This is like flashbacks of the Gopniks in Ukraine, man. Holy shit.
So yeah, I mean, the thing is, this is so awful. This is so terrible that even the wife beater Nodine here is embarrassed to do it. He wouldn't even do it. He refused. They asked him to go ahead and do some shadow, but he refused because even he is self-aware enough to know that how god-awful this is going to look. But that other one, that Big T, he's still not aware of the internet game. He doesn't realize what
he
publicity
has no awareness
brings.
of anything. He has no awareness, bro.
And the thing is, what's even better, which I will leave to the audience to go and explore and see, is the kind of macho talking that they were doing prior to this amazing display of boxing ability. this beautiful this Mike Tyson versus Holyfield kind of event that we're looking at here. Oh, fuck me. These
fake Tyson versus drunk Klitschko.
Yeah, this is I suppose that's drunk Klitschko. This is basically the Kung Fu. This is the scene at the end of Kung Fu Panda. This is a reenactment of the movie Kung Fu Panda.
Oh no way. Dude, these guys are oh my god. I don't know who told Big T to do boxing with them, but Jesus, like they're just fucking abusing the poor lad. Like he has mental issues, man. Leave him.
He must do.
Just give him some help. I think
you're
man.
right. He
Jesus.
does have mental issues, but that doesn't disqualify him from being this much of a dick.
Oh, of course not.
That still stands. But yeah, so that's what I enjoyed last night, and I swear, you watched. Have you ever seen the TV show The Office?
No,
Ricky Gervais.
It's very famous.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais is. But the whole show is designed to be like incredibly cringy. So they do these terribly embarrassing, cringy things, which just makes you cringe. Now, I love the show. It's hilarious. But I feel like I get cringy feeling the whole time when I'm watching it. I literally sometimes get so much cringe that I get backaches because I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why it's a weird situation. I swear, it's a weird situation. I don't like watching cringy stuff because I feel embarrassed for the person on the screen. But at the same time, the show is amazingly funny. Well, that's exactly how I feel with this tea thing. It's cringy. And I'm like cringing up, but I can't stop watching it. It's like a train wreck. It's exactly like a train wreck. It's horrific, but you keep on watching this horrific sight in front of you. And it's like, and the worst is he's Iranian. I have to keep being reminded of the fact he's fucking Iranian. Oh shit! Why'd you have to go and be Iranian? Why couldn't you be just Arab? I could live with you being a fucking Arab. But like you're my brethren and shit now. I have to like
yeah.
I have to like be worried about this guy being my brethren. Oh,
he's a fellow Persian brother, bro.
Oh,
that's it. He's a Persian brother.
Fuck that, man. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, that's how it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, man, that was
this like last Sunday?
This was last night. I think this was last night.
Last night?
Yeah, because this was a live stream. This wasn't I'm sure this was last night. Let me go back to see when it was published. Yeah, 22 hours ago. It was a live stream 22 hours ago. It was yesterday. This was done last night. Now, I want to kind of touch on another subject, although we're trying to keep things highbrow here. But have you actually seen the story about Pornhub?
No. What story?
Pornhub has fell into some really, really sort of bad times or issues. There it is. I'll read an article from the New Yorker.
Did OnlyFans steal all of their audience?
No, it's not that. It's basically, it says the children of Pornhub. Why does Canada allow this company to profit of videos of exploitation and assault? This is a whole, and that this particular article is about Pornhub, but I don't know whether it was because of this article or because of because of another situation, but Pornhub has had to now. They've gone on a fucking mass deleting of videos. They have purged millions of videos off their site because Pornhub effectively, now, admittedly, I was watching another podcast of another YouTuber, a really big YouTuber. He's like 5 million subscribers in. Penguin. I forgot his full thing. Anyway, him and his podcast were talking about this group of his friends. The fact that Pornhub for years has ignored complaints about child pornography and child exploitation being on that site. And not only that, apparently there's a woman who literally has torn Pornhub multiple times. There's a video where she's being raped, and Pornhub has kept that on their site. They haven't deleted it. And when they delete it or when they get rid of it or whatever, I don't know, they don't have any system to not allow the person to upload it again, or there's the system of them uploading it again wasn't good. And Pornhub has basically ignored this woman for years and her complaints of, there's a video of me getting raped and you're keeping that on your site. So Pornhub got into some serious hot water, and I think it could be because of this New York Times piece or some other reason. I didn't delve too deeply into exactly what triggered it. But yeah, Pornhub has had child pornography and child exploitation videos as well as rape videos on their site, and they're not doing much about it. And these are this is the pitfalls and the issues of running a sort of video site or any kind of social media type video. So I mean, you could say Pornhub can be considered.
Look, Banks, I think about the rape video, I think it's a bit more difficult to tell because there's certain genres that imitate rape.
Yes, I know.
It'd be much more difficult to. It's difficult to tell sometimes. You need to get people, whistleblowers, for example, the actual rape victim, to come forward and say, no, this is not just make believe. This is actually me getting raped.
Well,
so I can kind of get how the rape got through their radar because it's a bit difficult.
But the thing is, the person who was raped complained multiple times to
Pornhub. No, that's different.
She's already approached them, and they just seem to either they didn't reply to any of her messages, or they just ignored it. And they just sort of basically gave her like some standard bullshit. This is what I mean. This wasn't just a case of, they didn't know or they couldn't tell or whatever. The algorithm didn't pick it up. First of all, they don't have apparently much algorithm. Pornhub has something like about 80 people working for it. That's it. They don't really have that many people. So they don't have enough people to sit and monitor everything that's going on their site that's being uploaded. So they don't have enough people to even go through all of that. I mean, from what I understand, supposedly, even though I think most of the YouTube people are bots, most of the things that get flagged are flagged by algorithms, but YouTube has at least a small army of people that are going through the videos and also addressing complaints. When people flag a video, there is still people that are monitoring at some point along the way. A lot of people say there isn't. A lot of people say, these are just algorithms. These are just computers that are doing it.
Mostly it is algorithm, but I do believe that YouTube has a lot of people actually behind the stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I think that there must be, because I don't think the algorithms are sophisticated enough to really take care of all of this, and there's so many loopholes in algorithms that you can exploit, whilst somewhere down the line a person has to take a look at something at some point. But anyway, this is it. This is the issue, and Pornhub has literally, and I can tell you as a not necessarily a customer of Pornhub, but an avid fan, I have also noticed some of the videos being purged, and the videos that were purged were not child porn or rape porn. These were just regular MILF videos, just like run-of-the-mill boy, girl, nothing sick, nothing demented because, to be honest with you, I'm very vanilla when it comes to my porn. Apart from occasional midget porn, which is funny as fuck to me. I swear to God.
Highbrow.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Highbrow
channel. Sorry. Yeah. Highbrow. Yeah. Some little people who are adult performers.
Some little people did some funny videos that you enjoyed watching.
Yeah, kind of like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but a little bit more adult.
Okay.
it's when Willy Wonka fucks the Oompa Loompas. I'm sorry, couldn't hold it back.
Anyway.
But anyway,
you know that if Zubida catches wind of this, she's gonna say that you're a pedo because you were talking about Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompas are grown adult; they're just midgets.
I know, but she's gonna ignore that most likely.
The Oompa Loompas are not children; they're grown adults. And Willy Wonka can do whatever he wants with
them. She looks like an overgrown Oompa Loompa. Look, she looks like an overgrown.
She's Oompa. Like 3 Oompa Loompas on.
It's like she ate the chocolate factory.
She ate the chocolate factory. She didn't. Are you killing me? Oh, you're literally killing me. Oh, that fucking drink went down the wrong hole. Yeah. Willy Wonka and Zubeda ate the chocolate factory.
It's like Willy Wonka invited her to make her the hair and invited a bunch of other people, and some are standing in the middle of a wasteland because everything is fierce. And he's like, "What happened here?" And Zubeda, "I don't know."
You know that river of chocolate? It's fucking dry. Oh shit! Oh man, we went highbrow. Keep it highbrow.
Yeah, highbrow.
Okay, back to the highbrow people. We're covering. Okay, highbrow. Yeah. So the New York Times posted an article, and it's true. So there is a potential that Pornhub could collapse because of this, because they've had to take out so much of their material. So I just wanted to throw that out there, but keeping it highbrow.
But I mean, look, it's an interesting question to ask. Like, how are pornography websites supposed to keep child pornography away from their website? Or I'd give you a better one. How is there a possibility of them actually finding out who's uploading this stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's actually a possibility to that.
I think
because deleting it is like it's halfway done. But the best way to do it is to they upload the video, no problem. They upload the video, and then they are caught, and they catch who uploaded the video, where they are, and all that stuff, and they can, prosecute these people who are actually making the child porn. Not just delete it, not just ban it, but prosecute the people. One step further. Is there actually a possibility for that? I don't know if it's actually possible. Because look, if you want to do something like that, you'll have to let cops go rogue all over your website, and I don't know if I don't know. Probably they don't want to do that. Well, I'm not sure.
This is the thing. You have to work with the authorities if you're gonna do
that. Of course,
you have to. And I think, but that's not a bad thing. I don't see because the authorities don't have a problem with legitimate porn, adult consensual porn anyway. So they're not going to interfere with your regular. People who upload regular legitimate adult material. They're just gonna go after those ones who are posting these certain things. And I'm sure, I'll be honest, I think Pornhub absolutely reports these to the authorities. Anyone who's uploaded a video of underage people, they probably have reported them to the authorities. But those accounts can be, anonymous under VPNs, all sorts of things. So I don't think that the authorities can really do much about it. What they can do is try to encourage that person to regularly upload the same sort of material, like go undercover and pretend to be, someone who's interested, and then possibly pretend to be a young person that this person might want to meet up with. Or, you know what I mean? Those kind of entrapment type of shit that they do. I don't know exactly what the authorities do, but there are already police forces who are dedicated to weeding out, pedophiles on the internet, especially those who try to groom children on chat sites and then have them meet them somewhere. There's a whole the programs and shit have been made about all that. It's, like To Catch a Predator and all that crap. So
yeah,
I don't see any choice really for Pornhub. Pornhub has to work with the authorities because, it's either that or the site being deleted or taken down effectively, or having huge fines and all sorts of things levied against the directors of the company. So they're gonna have to deal with the police, and they're gonna have to deal with these child abusers on Pornhub. And to be honest with you, I don't see any issues with that. I think absolutely Pornhub should have dedicated a whole team by now to that very thing. They should have been, Pornhub literally makes billions of dollars. They're not like a poor company. It's not like they haven't made a few quid. They have billions of people running through the website all around the world. They have subscribers. They're making serious cash. I know that they can afford it. So for whatever reason that they're not employing a whole team that purely deals with things like child porn and rape porn. You know what I mean? And they have a whole team that just focuses on these two situations. I would have imagined they would have had at least a team of 5 or 10 people minimum that just sits every day and goes through the site and looks for these issues. But yeah. I don't know what they're doing. From what I heard from that podcast and from what I'm hearing, they're not really doing much about it. They're basically going with the concept of fuck it. They're just like, we pretended that it doesn't exist or something. Of course it does. Every social media site has to deal with that. Any site that you're uploading, you know that there's a site called Omegle or something like that. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Omegle, yeah. As I like to call it, the ocean of dicks.
The ocean of what?
Of dicks.
Is it just full of men?
Yeah, man, it's like you go to Omegle, every second or third person you stumble upon is a dick pic.
Oh, shit.
It's so fucking dumb, man. That's that's why nobody goes to Omegle anymore. But yeah. Occasionally people.
I mean, I don't use it, but I came across a guy called The Do. And he plays the guitar really well. He's a brilliant guitarist. And he goes on Omegle. He does he's got videos where he's gone on Omegle or whatever it is. And he comes across new people or a person. And he goes, you want to hear me play the guitar? And he kind of shows you their reaction to them, watching him just fucking shred amazing guitar. And so I watched some of that. So that's how I know about this Omegle thing. But what I realized when I watched the videos was most of the people are children, 10-year-olds and 11-year-old children.
Omegle.
Yeah, it's the one with the orange symbol, right? Are we talking about the same thing here? Maybe we are.
I think we're talking about different things, man.
Okay. No, not the dick pic.
The Omegle I'm talking about is like a website where you go and there's random people around the world that are in the same website, and you stumble upon.
Exactly, Omegle, and it's like an orange text.
That is Omegle, but mostly chill.
Omegle, talk to strangers. Well,
talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Where did you see the what? I've rarely found any children when I used to go to Omegle. Look. When I was in high school, we used to troll around a little bit, and those days Omegle was more or less of a novelty. So we used Omegle a few times. But it immediately became a meme, because there's just so many fuckers who go there to show their dicks that it's just pointless to go there. But you say lots of children go there?
Well,
I didn't know.
I saw on this guy who plays the guitar and the people he kind of played the guitar to. Quite a few of them were very young. I mean, there were some of them were teenagers, like 12 to 15, but some of them were even younger than that. At least it appeared to me. Some of them were definitely 12, 13-year-olds. For sure. There's no way these kids were older than like 12, 13.
Very weird.
So
I would
saw
not let
a lot
my
of
kid go to Omegle, man. I would not let my kid go to
this is the thing. This is what worried me was when I saw this. I mean, okay, this guy, he plays guitar. He's very innocent. The whole thing is really cool, and
it's like an absolute minority in Omegle, man. It's mostly dudes looking for chicks, and a good amount of those dudes, as I said, they just start by showing their dicks. They don't start by talking or whatever.
So they literally, as the video, like because you
as the video begins, you see a penis. Yes.
Holy shit! Well, this is
yes.
This is what I'm.
It's a meme. It's a fucking meme. I'm surprised you never.
Yeah, because I don't use this shit. Yeah, because I don't use this sort of stuff. So I don't.
Yeah, because you're a boomer, man.
I'm a fucking boomer. I don't fucking go on Omegle, and I don't even have Snapchat. I don't know what the fuck Snapchat is. People talk about Snapchat.
I don't either. Dude, I fucking hate Snapchat. I hate Snapchat with a passion. Like, worst social media ever, honestly. No joke.
Really?
Like, you post something and it disappears. It disappears. Like, look, for me, the whole point of having social media is so I can have a place where I put some pictures, some friends, we comment, we send some funny messages to each other, blah, blah, blah. We talk to each other, that stuff. That's the whole point. If the pictures don't stay there, if the pictures just stay for like a few hours and then they disappear, what's the fucking point?
Well, that's because, okay, now what I realized is kids, young people, or not kids, but teenagers and young people, sometimes they post like pictures of themselves, but they're not proud of it. And so they don't want it to be there on the internet forever. And I think a lot of this probably comes from like tit pictures and dick pics and whatnot. And I suspected that that's what this Snapchat is all about. It's just a fucking slew of dick pics and titties, young teenage titties or some shit.
No, but look, Banksy, I understand that some people think that way because I know that some teenagers think that way. Obviously I was a teenager and I spoke with teenagers, and I still speak with teenagers about how they're feeling about what goes on now, and that's why I usually say that the education system here is overwhelmed by commie ideologies, by neo-Marxists, because I speak with teenagers who are in school who actually go through this bullshit, and they tell me, well, this is what we've been told in school, that socialism is great, socialism is amazing, we should all become socialists. We should all be equal. But anyway, let's not talk about that. What I mean is, I understand that they might make this conclusion. That's, I don't want the stuff that I post to stay there forever. I know some people who have like this idea that they send a message or they send a comment and then they delete it. Then they put another, they delete it. They put another, they delete it. It's like something that I know that exists, definitely. But at the same time, it's just so dumb. Because the app doesn't prevent anyone from doing a screenshot or a screen share or whatever with a very program of anything embarrassing that you post.
Of course.
You can't get away with it. You cannot get away with it unless you're like an absolute nobody and only one or two people see it and then they don't care. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's just...
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You don't actually get away with it because if someone wants to record or take, they could use another phone to take a picture of the phone that of the one that you posted.
Absolutely.
So it's not. I mean, there's a million ways to actually get that image. And the thing is, on the internet, nothing actually is deleted anyway. Even if it's deleted off the image that on your sort of particular user ID, it might be removed from that environment, but it still remains somewhere on the servers. And even if they purge the servers, the hard drives can recover. You can recover the stuff unless they do a 7-8 different formatting sort of methods, which is it's like different layers of formatting. So that means that they would format the drive multiple times and insert actual like a digit or some kind of code, not a code, but like every time they format the drive, they'll write a 0 in the place of where the previous file was, so that eventually the drive just becomes filled with zeros, and there's no way you can recover any other data from it. But if you don't do that, then yeah, I mean, there are file shredders as well. There are ways to get rid of your stuff properly, but
this is kids we're talking about. They're not gonna do that.
Oh
shit.
no,
They're
I'm
not
not talking about the kids. I'm talking about the Snapchat company as a company. They could purge the information.
Oh, you mean they could make? Okay, now I got it.
No. What happens is when you upload your
You mean
picture,
Snapchat could prevent people from actually doing screenshots and shit like that?
No. What happens is they can't prevent people from doing screenshots. I don't know. Maybe they can, because my bank app, for example, doesn't allow me to do a screenshot of the app at all in any way. So they can prevent you doing screenshots, but they can't prevent you by having another phone and taking a picture of your phone with another phone. They can't prevent that. Nothing can prevent that. That's impossible. No company can prevent that remotely. So they can't actually prevent you to take the image. But what I'm saying is, even when the kids think that this Snapchat image has been deleted, it's not actually deleted. It's held by the Snapchat servers. So it's still archived somewhere. And even if it's deleted at a much later date, it's probably archived on a hard drive somewhere for months and years before it's actually fully purged. So when they think it's gone, it hasn't really gone. And even if the hard drive is purged, you can still recover data from hard drives that have been deleted. So it's like there's 1,000 ways that you can probably get that image. So once you post something on the internet, this is a message to the children out there. Once you put something on the internet, it's there forever. In one form or fashion, it's going to be out there. Don't put shit that you're going to regret on the internet. Don't put your dick pic on the internet. But
dude, about dick pics, like, it's something that just I just never understood. I never understood it, man. Or overall the idea of sex. Yeah, why?
I don't know, man.
Would you do that? Like, it's just so fucking dumb, man. It's so dumb that it fucking makes my head hurt, honestly. I'm not even joking right now. Like, why would you fucking send dick pics even if you like the person? Even if you're with someone, imagine this, you're fuck buddies, right? Whatever. You've had a one-night stand, you want to do it again, whatever. Why the bloody hell with a dick pic? You already had sex. Speak to your meet and do whatever you want. Don't fucking send dick pics or vagina pics or whatever you want. Why? And it stays there. They fucking do it on Facebook. They fucking do it all around the place. Dude, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story of my trolling days, when I used to be a hardcore troll on Facebook. I'll tell you a story. And, this is kind of serious. This wasn't me, but I knew about this because I was in the community of trolls in this page. But it was another guy who did this. So this is what happened. So basically, there was this chick who was a bit insecure on a group on Facebook that was called Teen Dating and Flirting. It was a really funny group because there was all kinds of socially awkward people, and then these waste men, these complete idiots, like low IQ bastards going there, and lots of trolls, like enablers to get the shit shows, to begin the shit shows, right? And there was this girl who was really looking for attention, and there was a guy who was living in a completely different state in the USA, and he started tried to get along with her, and she was craving attention, so she went with it, and he started asking her for nudes, and she started sending him nudes. And then me and a friend of mine, we started trolling the guy for asking her for nudes, because it was before they switched to private messages, right? They were talking in front, messages in front of everybody. We started making fun of him, why the bloody hell would you ask nudes from someone you don't know? Why the bloody hell would you do that? And then a few other people joined in, and people trolled him so hard. One specific guy trolled him so hard that the guy said, okay, fine, whatever, keep her to yourself. And he sent all the nudes to that troll who was talking. And the guy started sharing that shit in the group.
Idiots. Absolute idiots.
Yes. Dude, you know, insane shit. Why would you fucking do that shit? Why would you send your fucking nudes to a random person on the internet?
This is what I mean, man. This is the thing
so
about photos of you sending. You see, now I've got a story of a similar nature, although it's not even close as bad as that. Back in the early, well, actually, when I met this person, it was about 2010, 2011. I started to become like, I don't know, flirtishly involved with a woman on a chat program. And we were flirting together and chatting and talking and all that. And at that point, I was incredibly protective of my identity. No one had my face, my image anywhere. I mean, when I came to Speaker's Corner, I exposed a lot about myself. I put my face out there, and I stayed anonymous for about 18 years on the internet. So I was extremely protective of my identity, especially my pictures. But I gave one of my pictures to this woman that I was sort of flirting with and talking and all that. So she gave me, she didn't give a shit about her identity. She was camming up and everything, so she didn't care. And I already had seen her pictures, but she kept asking me, I don't know what you look like, and I want to see what you look like. So I sent her a picture. Now, I sent her a picture like in 2011, and somewhere around 2014-15, we fell out. We had an argument. We had no, I'm not talking we were dating. I don't consider internet dating. It's bullshit. But we were friends, and then we were not friends because we fell out because I was trolling this girl that was on that same program that we were on. I was trolling her hard. So she kind of got upset because of that. Then she gave my photo that I'd given her. Now, this wasn't a dick pic. This was just a regular photo. It wasn't like anything bad.
Yeah, but she knew your name, and thus the face.
Well, she knew
and
my
the
face.
Name.
She still didn't know my name properly, but she knew my face. Yeah, no, I still didn't give her my actual real name, but she knew my face. She had my picture, and so she gave my picture to this woman to troll me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I gave you that in confidence. I didn't, but that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. When you give something out, when you put something on the internet, that's it. It's out of your hands. And whatever people do with that is no longer up. You don't have control over it anymore. That thing could go anywhere. So, I mean, it's not like I gave her something that I'm embarrassed about, because I gave her just a regular photo of myself. People see me online now every day, all the time, and they see me at Speaker's Corner. So there's no big deal anymore. But at that time, it was a big deal to me. And it was important for me not to have my image out in the public. And that's how it got betrayed. So this is the thing. When you send these images, when you're a young person and you're sending out these images to people, to your supposed boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you got to realize, if these people become disgruntled by you, if they become upset by you, if they become your enemies down the road, they are now going to use that against you. They're going to blackmail you for it. They're gonna try to hurt you with those images. So never send an image that you would not send to your mother to anyone on the internet. That's my rule for anyone. If you can't send this image to your mom, then you can't send it to these people, to anyone else. Don't send an image that you can't send to your mother. If you keep to that rule, you'll never have a problem. You'll never worry about it. But if if you're sending dick pics and tit pics and vagina pics or whatever the hell it is that you're sending, then yeah, you're gonna get screwed. You're gonna have a world of pain in the future. I just don't understand why people are so stupid. They're just like,
yeah, I mean, plus it's just such a chav thing to do, like such a low IQ behavior, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Do people actually find it hot, like when you start sending naked pictures to each other? Like, in real life, that's where it's good. That's where it looks good. Not when fucking pictures of it, man. It's just, I don't get it. Look, I don't get it. I do not get why they do it, but maybe it's because, again, as I told you, I've seen people burn themselves really badly with that. Like the girl that I mentioned a while ago, like her nudes were all over the website. I shit you not, man. It was fucking scary, man. It was fucking scary. Like the was the perfect example why you do not send shit like that to the internet.
Yeah.
And look, I'll tell the story. And this is actually this is even worse than the previous one. This is much worse, like way worse. This is how the whole page was closed. And for me personally, it's kind of scary, honestly, because it was a really funny website. Mostly, like 99% of the stuff was really funny stuff, like just trolling. Like there was this tendency that saying some people would send their like a random picture of themselves and say roast me, and people would roast them, or Photoshop me, and people would Photoshop them. There was this Muslim guy who who said Photoshop me, make me look like I'm flying, and some guy Photoshopped him inside of a plane when looking at the Twin Towers.
Okay,
So it was funny stuff, but some things were just so fucking bad that it's insane, man. This is how the group ended, because somebody died. It was like apparently there was this underage girl who was openly speaking with people online, and eventually, again, a young girl who was seeking attention, who was insecure, who had probably some problems with bullying, stuff like that. She needed to be heard by someone, and she started, she was basically open to whatever compliments she would get on the internet. And there was this guy who started complimenting her, blah blah blah. Nobody even trolled it because it looked pretty harmless. He wasn't asking for nudes; he was just complimenting her. And probably eventually they switched to private messages. Eventually they met, and she was killed. The guy was a pedophile.
Okay, no.
Yes. And the website was closed. There was an investigation about many people in the website. At that point, I was like already, the nudes thing kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth. So I started distancing myself from that bullshit, because it was like, holy man, this is some insane bullshit that's going on right here. This is not just fun and games. This people's lives can actually be ruined here. So I started kind of distancing myself. But I mean, there was an investigation. There was some big problems because of that. And because of all of that, why? Because some naive girl trusted some fucking pedo who wanted to meet with her and kill her.
Yeah.
Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit.
So this. I mean, I feel for these. What do you call it? I feel for these kids who've grown up in this sort of environment, this sort of world, and they don't really know any better.
Of course,
this is the world.
Of course they don't, man. Of course. And look, let me just say one more thing. It's like a dystopian image of how the world is now, because this was years ago. This was still when I was like in high school. Yeah, I was still in high school during those days. It was years ago, very long time ago. In these situations, it's like the people who were trolling, who were giving criticism, who were like making fun of people, were the good guys. Because the people who were actually evil, who were actually doing some really fucked up shit, were the ones who were acting goody two-shoes, were the ones who were acting like the best people in the world, always with the compliments, always with the sugarcoating, always with the sweet talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's kind of a similar situation. Like the people who have some criticism to give on the internet, they always get a bad rap, always get a bad reputation. And it's the people who are sugarcoating all the time and being very politically correct and all that bullshit. They are the ones who usually have the most the lowest interests of them all. Never trust someone who gives you compliments, man. Never. This is the lesson that I learned. That never ever trust someone who only gives you compliments. Those are the most untrustworthy people.
Yeah, it is a bit of a hard, as in, people who are, because I've seen there are people who are sycophantic, who keep giving you compliments or doing things to ingrace themselves with you, but they don't really even know you. They're just sycophants, And then there are those who are kind of they like you, but they like you enough to tell you call you out on your bullshit, and they like you enough to be like genuine with you, rather than and this is the problem that I found with some of my really good friends. I mean, I've got friends of mine who we've known each other for 20 plus years, some of them even longer, since I was children, and my friends, the different personalities. I've got, different friends of different types of personalities. And one of them, I consider himself a dear friend. He's like my brother. And yet this man does not take criticism well. He is terrible at taking any kind of criticism. And any time I try to truly give him like some honest, hard, cold advice, he flips. He he can't take it. And so eventually I've stopped. Because it's really horrible for me, because I feel like I can see mistakes, I can see where he's going wrong, or I can see why he's not doing whatever, or he's not.
And it's like you feel guilty, but at the same time you can't do anything because they don't get criticism.
Exactly. Whilst I've got other friends,
I know some people like that. Yeah. I know some people,
and yet I've got other friends who have known well over 10 years, who we critique each other, not constantly, but we critique each other when it matters. So when I call him up and say, look, dude, I'm doing this and this, or I'm unhappy with this job, or I'm unhappy with this girl, he just tells me straight, like fucking, he's like a bucket of cold water. And afterwards, I walk away with some real like understanding of my situation, my my part that I've played in this, to cause the situation the way it is, or to create the situation that's making me unhappy. So I walk away understanding, okay, this is the shit, this is what I'm doing wrong, this is what I should try to do to fix it, or to try to move forward and improve it. So I have some good, actual, solid, actionable things that I can do after a conversation with this friend of mine. And when he calls me about his issues, I give him the same sort of things that he can then go and actually do things afterwards, actual real things, which would affect his or change his life to the positive. With my other friend he doesn't like criticism, I never walk away with any source of information or any new piece of information that is of any use to me or him, because we never touch on real subjects anymore, because I know that he can't take it if I tell the truth. So I always have to almost basically talk shit.
Yes.
We have to talk
it's
about
like you're playing a
chit-chat.
character. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a play playing a character and avoiding the eggshells on the floor.
Exactly. We're avoiding the real conversations, the real issues, the real problems. And so he never gets any solutions. He never gets anything tangible. All I do for him is give him a feel-good factor. Oh, you're all right, man. You can do it. It's all good. Everything's great. You can fix it. You can achieve it. You can do this. You can, I don't know, whatever. Those platitudes, those feel-good platitudes that literally do nothing for anyone. It's the shit the politicians give you. It's the shit politicians sell to the fucking lemmings of the world. Change. We asked for change, and we will make change happen. What the fuck are you talking about? What change? Change what? I changed my fucking underwear today. What are you talking about? Change? Socks?
Hey man, we asked for change, and they're gonna give us some change.
Yeah.
Change?
That's like, what are you saying when you give these bullshit platitudes that has no meaning or any specific? Could you give me like a top 10 list of to-dos, please? Like, I'm going to do this from top 10 of the things I'm going to actually do, rather than these bullshit platitudes. And even that whole, I'll be honest, again, I'm not saying I'm a fan of Trump or I'm against Trump, but make America great again was a bullshit line. It meant nothing. When was America great to be that great again? Or are they great now? Or were they great before? And if they were great before, when was that particular timeline? Was it a span of a few years? Was it the last 100 years? When was it that they were great that you can go back to that greatness?
Yeah. I can see what you're saying. It does make sense, but at the same time, comparatively, to the promises of the other politicians. Make America Great Again was much more tangible. Like you can actually think of a catchphrase, right? You can actually think of a clear promise, like "Make America Great." Just forget about the again. But he needs to pan to the patriots, to the people who, to the veterans, blah blah blah. So he will say again, right? So it's obviously a tactic to get people. But that you probably know about this as well as I do. But the point that I'm making is, what did Hillary promise?
Exactly.
Nobody really knows.
I'm
Like,
with
who
her.
the fuck knows
Her
what Hillary
slogan
promised?
was "I'm with her." That's it.
Exactly. I'm with her. Why? Because she's a woman.
Yeah.
I want her to be president. That was, dude, it's unbelievable how many people were on the interviews saying, "Oh, I think she should win because it's very nice. She'll be the first woman female president."
Yeah.
What the fuck are you saying, you piece of shit? She should win. Woman.
But the
Are
thing
you
is,
crazy?
that's it. Her entire campaign was, "Make me the president because I have a vagina." That's it.
Yes.
She might as well have gone, "I have a vagine. Make me president."
So, even though I do agree to an extent about what you say about Make America Great Again, in fact, I disagree a little bit, but I partially also agree. Because, look, I disagree because America, the USA, right? It became a superpower. It became a very powerful country after World War II. And especially right after they won the Cold War against the Soviet Union. That was, I would say, the most unbeatable period in American history. They were the superpower. Nobody was even close to challenge them in any shape or form. They were the rulers of the earth at that point. So if you mean greatness in terms of power that they possess, then you could point that period right after the Cold War as the time when they were the most powerful, greatest.
But that's the.
But
that's
you're
the thing.
right when you say that they weren't really the best rulers, just were powerful. Yeah, sure, they were powerful.
But Pavlov, if you're talking about military might and hegemony, America has more of that now than they did back then. At least back then, they had the Soviet Union that they had to contend with. In fact, their hegemony over the globe was split between the Soviet Union and America. Now, they don't even have the Soviet Union standing in their way. They have actually a far bigger reach around the world.
I disagree. I can't agree, man. I disagree.
You don't think that America has more power and influence now than they did back in the Second World War? Just after the Second World War?
Oh, no. I meant after the Cold War.
Yes.
I meant right after.
Oh, after the Cold War.
That's when they were the greatest. That's when they were. No. Maybe, just a misunderstanding, I guess.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant
after the Cold War. That's when they were the most powerful. They were basically unchallenged in those days, I would say. Look, even if we were talking about during the Cold War, America definitely had less power globally than they do now. They have more power, I would say. But at the same time, they weren't this divided, I think. They were not. The nation didn't have that much polar opposite of opinions. Like, I don't think so. I didn't see any thousands of people rioting, destroying everything around, cities becoming shitholes, entire regions of cities saying that they're now independent, they won't accept any police to come in, they're a different country now. Some insane shit, man. That's some insane shit. Well, so I think America is definitely much more divided now than they were doing.
Internally, you're right. Internally, America is much more divided than they were back in the Cold War, because back in the time of the Cold War, or even just after the Cold War, they had the Soviet Union as the great enemy. So that unified the people because they had an external enemy. What happened when America lost its great external enemy, they tried to create a few ones along the way. They had their Vietnam, they had their that was even during the Cold War, which they had the Vietnam, but they had Osama bin Laden, then they had ISIS, but they were never as big a threat, direct threat to America than the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was an actual threat, whilst ISIS and Al-Qaeda, they were never real threats to the sovereignty of the United States. They couldn't do shit. if the United States wanted, they could turn the Middle East into a fucking parking garage in like a weekend. So realistically, they were not any real threat. So what happened was those people in America, they started to look for enemies within. So the police became the enemies, the white supremacy and patriarchy and all of that shit became the enemy that they used to have on the outside. They used to have the communists on the outside. I would say the communists penetrated internally within the United States after the Cold War ended. So all these university professors and all of that shit all became fucking leftist commies, and they started to infect the young students. And so simultaneously, whilst that happened, America's great enemy on the outside disappeared, and their enemy actually became infiltrated internally, and then started to, as I said, divide, point out the police as the enemy, the patriarchy as the enemy, the white supremacy as the enemy, the systemic racism as the enemy. And so all the enemies of America right now are internal. Everybody's looking inside the United States for that great evil, not outside the United States anymore. So the United States themselves, the people of the United States, are looking at each other and kind of like, oh, you're white, you oppressed me, you're a man, you've oppressed me, you're heterosexual, you've oppressed me, and like every fucking thing is someone oppressing somebody. Dude, I sent the fucking link. It's in the chat. I sent it.
I don't see it. Where is it?
You don't see it? Do you see these links that I posted? You can't see the links that I'm putting in the text right now in the chat.
Oh, but this is the whole.
This is the stream. Do you see the StreamYard's Centrist Supremacy?
No, I don't.
What do you mean? I'm looking. You can't see it. You can't see text. How the fuck?
No, all I can see is Tiger King jump on.
But you can't see the StreamYard link that I've posted like 6 times. Don't worry, man.
No, not a single one.
Are you serious? What the hell's going on?
Yeah, what is going on?
Okay, Pavlov, copy this link and post it. Do you see the StreamYard?
Send it to the private.
Yeah. No. Send it in the main. Yeah, I've sent the StreamYard link. Send it to the main chat. What the hell's going on? I'm posting the damn link. How is it that the Centrist Supremacy channel is unable to send its own link in its own channel?
Very weird. I mean, I did it previously. I did it on my streams. For some reason, it still doesn't show as a link. It just shows as text, but you can copy it and paste it, I guess.
Yeah, this is the link. That to the stream that we're currently
Oh
on.
Wait, it doesn't work. I don't think it works. I don't think the link works.
The link
doesn't
work.
This is the one?
Dude, I'm copying the link from the top of the.
Hold on. Hold on. When I click the link that you said, it works. But wait, this is weird. This is really fucking weird.
Wait a minute.
But the link that I pasted, hold on, let me try that again.
Okay, let me make myself an admin. But you're right, I'm actually looking at it and I can't see the goddamn link. What the
really
fudge,
weird,
man?
When I invited people, it was fine. Maybe could it have something to do with OBS? Would you use OBS?
Why would it have anything to do with the OBS?
No idea.
Bloody hell, look, I'm posting the link under Banksy style, and it still doesn't post it into the chat.
It doesn't show. It only shows a dot.
Yeah.
It only shows.
Okay,
really fucking.
Hold on. Let me see. Nope. It doesn't post the goddamn link. Assholes.
It's like the link that you sent. Yeah, I mean, the link you sent on the private chat. It works when I click it. It works, but then I try to copy it. I try to copy it and paste it, and when I copy paste it, that's what it shows. It's what you see in the thing, because it shows there, right? but it doesn't work. If you copy and paste it again, it no longer works.
So when you copy and paste it, put it into a... Okay, let me post it in the actual... I'm going to put it, guys, in the on the stream. I'm going to put it in the description of this channel. So you
This
can...
is really
in the
weird.
description. Let me put it in the description. What the hell's going on around here? YouTube is fudging with me. Okay, refresh the page that you're watching the stream on, and see if you can.
Okay, I think now it works. I think it should work. Like, this is so weird. Guys, try to copy and paste the link.
Okay, the link is now in the actual stream, in the actual description of the video. If you refresh the video, you will be able to see the link there. So you should be able to click there at least. But I just don't understand why this link does not appear. I can see it in front of me. I can see it in front of me, and it just doesn't seem to appear in the actual text. This is the most fuckery fuckers. Hey, we're good. I don't know what the hell that is.
Wer war gewinnt?
What? Wer war gewinnt?
Wer war gewinnt?
Is that German then?
Wer war gewinnt? Okay, the link you shared in the description does work.
Yeah, that's it. Use the one in the description, guys. That's the only way I can get this link out. This is insane. That's why I thought Tiger said. I said to Tiger, here's the link.
Oh, and now hold on. And now the links that I sent on the conversation, like on the chat, have disappeared. They've all disappeared now. I could see them before.
I can't see any link that you posted, Pavlov.
I posted like 3 times, literally. After I said Banksy send link, I posted it myself 3 times, and it never worked. And now it disappeared completely. So strange.
This is fuckery. This is some fuckery going on.
Really strange.
But Tiger, is Tiger still here?
I don't know. Maybe he went back to the forest, to the jungle.
No, he's still in the text. Or at least he's still got the stream running.
But yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why this happened.
This is weird.
Yeah,
this is the first time I've seen this, where you can't. I'm not able to post links, or let me see. Actually, let me see if there's any other links I'm not able to post. Let me see. Okay, here's the Centrist Supremacy main YouTube channel. Let's see. Okay, I've just posted that. Did you just see me post the... No.
No, it doesn't show.
No.
Hold on.
It's like we can't post any links.
Let me try to post the YouTube website.
I'm unable. Yeah, that's what I've done. I posted the YouTube channel for.
It still doesn't go.
It still doesn't go.
No, wait. I don't mean Centrist Supremacy. I mean just
website.
YouTube.
Oh, just
any
YouTube. YouTube itself. Let me see. Okay, YouTube.com.
Let me try.
YouTube.com.
Can you see it? No, it still doesn't work.
We can't post links. We can't
really
post any links. Any links to anything. Is it just our account? Well, I mean, I've tried it with a different account. That's a mod. You see, there's my other account that I've just put a D in.
Just a D, yeah.
Yep, there it is. It appears, but I can't post links into this chat. If I post any links, no, it doesn't show up. Is this something to do with our channel? Maybe something happened to Centrist Supremacy. Maybe we've been flagged or some shit, or some fuckery has happened to this channel.
Shit. No idea.
See anything.
I mean, look, last week when I streamed, I just streamed with StreamYard, right? And I could post links as far as I remember. I posted the link for the stream a bunch of times, and it was working.
Yeah, we have no strikes. We have nothing particularly bad. Everything is hunky dory. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we have that's bad here. We have checked the box that says no, it's not made for kids. We thought we did everything right. We checked all the boxes, you assholes. Crossed all your T's. Kiss my ass.
Really weird. Really weird. They were really fucking weird, man.
I know, man. Well, I mean, it's in the description, so anyone wants... Oh, Christ, we've got people. We've got people in the back. Okay, I'm going to have to... Hold on. Because I can't trust these little fuckers to not fuck around. Okay, larger strawberry. Hello, Mr. Strawberry.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Hello to Banksy. I believe this is the first time we've met. Hello, Pavlo, as ever. And hello, chat.
Oh, good man. Okay, so this person seems normal. Okay, next guy,
Seems.
Werger person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, hiya.
Yo.
Yeah, all people need
from
to
my
do.
yesterday stream. Sorry, go on.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Are they? So you know everyone here, Pavlov. In
Yeah,
that
yeah,
case, then we're safe. Okay, gentlemen, go.
Yes.
What were you saying?
Yeah, all people need to do is like what Banksy said, just refresh the page and the streamer art is underneath. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
It seems we can't seem to post the link in the chat.
I think you're right, Banksy.
Yeah, it's a bit
about
strange,
that,
yeah.
'cause I think you and Pavlo have probably been targeted by YouTube to not be able to post links, or it may be a new thing they've introduced, because apparently they are now using algorithms to censor live chats.
Yeah, but we are the
Generally
owners.
across the
We're
board.
literally, I'm posting it under the actual account.
I know.
Oh,
Weird.
And this is really weird because this channel is smaller than my channel, and my channel has received a strike and like 1 or 2 copyrights, and I was able to post shit on the chat last time. So this is really strange.
Bloody hell, mate.
It might be
response getting a strike.
It might be a glitch. I mean, there is that potential that there might be just a glitch on this thing at the
I
moment.
mean, literally the only difference that I see is that you're streaming through OBS, like you're using OBS, Banks. That's the only difference.
Yeah, but
difference
I mean,
Connection.
yeah. I mean, I've been doing it for the same for all my streams and everything. I mean, there's no real
And it
change
worked.
here.
It used to work, right?
Everything's worked before. So I don't know. At the moment, it is what it is. So let's just roll with this. What would you chaps want to discuss or talk about? Was there anything in particular you guys had in mind?
I just like the general direction of the channel. I mean, it seems like this one's a bit more comedic and lighthearted, and I would hope that carries on.
Yeah,
I think
unfortunately,
it's a
that's
winning
my
formula at
fault.
the moment.
I can't help it.
Dude, absolutely go.
Hey man, my channel is comedic and lighthearted.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
Have
was
you
yesterday,
seen the
wasn't
hat
it?
he's created?
Content, yeah. Oh yeah, that hat's hilarious. Oh, by the way, Pavlo.
Very creative.
Here's the thing: TSG are now just doing general patrols around London. And for anyone who doesn't know, TSG are Territorial Ground Support. It's a specific branch of the police in the Met London that are supposed to deal with public order incidents like riots and protests, and they are just now patrolling the area.
Damn.
They just do patrols. They
Yikes.
just drive around and occasionally stop at places and wind down the window before driving off. Reminds me of gangsters in Eastern Europe that used to do that to me to fuck with me when I was traveling.
So they don't actually
Yeah.
do anything to you. They just sort of intimidate you by their presence.
Absolutely. They just drive around and they pull up, do the window down, and drive off.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well-
they didn't expect me to take a photo of it, but I did.
Oh,
Big Brother has arrived.
Jamie the man. Okay, let me just.
Is it Jamie Kangston?
Oh, it
It's-
will be. Oh,
it's-
by the way, Pavlo, I'm not sure if you read in the chat. Tiger was talking to us beforehand. He has some business to attend to for the time being.
Oh,
So
no
it's
problem, no
nothing
problem.
Hey, big up, Jamie.
Nah,
Is that you?
What's up?
All right.
I'm good.
All right, it's Jamie.
it
Okay.
is him. I recognize the colors of the banner, the Jamie banner.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know, but
Well, I
there's so many people
want
who
to go
can
to
clone
Speaker's Corner with a modified Australian flag, but with red stars also, so it's New Zealand as well. And I want to get
That's
like
white
the classic Canadian flag, the red insignia, you know. But
Jamie,
it's got
by
a
the
lot more
way, I just
detail.
got your text asking how to find the link here. You're
No,
dyslexic.
no, it was like in the description area, not the chat.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the chat is
So, have you seen what's happening in America? Apparently, the military.
Something new?
Sorry, what was that,
new?
Jamie?
Enlighten us.
There's calls for Trump to have martial law. You know, because
Wait, you
of
didn't
the.
mention that earlier. What the fuck?
Well, I
We're
mentioned.
talking about news in America, but wow.
Well, the
Martial
Pentagon, or the halting Biden's transition
Yes.
briefing as the Patriot military are
Yes.
infiltrating the government. So it's getting really intense now because
See, hold on.
the
When you
court,
say
the High Court is ignoring
Supreme Court.
Trump, the Supreme Court, and you know what they have left is just to start showing real force of.
Okay, so hold on, Jamie. This is what I know of the American situation until you spoke to me today. Is the Supreme Court have apparently dismissed the case for voter fraud, but they only did so on a technicality, so there's still chance to refile. Now, when you say the military are infiltrating the government, I don't think that's the word you meant, but yeah, they're probably siding.
No,
with
it's true.
the whole
They're true. They want Trump to declare martial law.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're infiltrating the government. Infiltrating the government would be people in the military, active duty veterans or what have you, are taking political offices away from senators and congressmen.
When I say infiltrating, I mean like they're either interfering with the transition of Joe Biden.
Yeah, they're probably going to try and cockblock Joe Biden from having his position in government.
I mean, look, I've been hearing about this for a while now, but nothing still happened. Do you guys really think it is going to happen now? Because I have been hearing about this stuff for a long time now.
Yeah, it's like when you used to see those pictures of Biden with his head on the shoulders of like young children. Basically, replace that with the position of President of the United States, and that's what's happening right now. He is absolutely not going to get the position. He is just going to be orbiting it for a very long time.
This is exactly what happened with the Roman Republic. You know, Julius Caesar was in a very slippery decision whether he would march on Rome or give in to the Senate and be vulnerable to.
Yeah, I can see the similarities. I mean, of course, Trump is no genius general, so he's definitely no Julius Caesar.
I think he's pretty cunning. You know. I think
he is.
I think the problem is Trump was trying to treat this whole thing like a business arrangement. He kind of like didn't understand that the Democrats literally want to destroy America. He just thought that like doing business, there's surely going to be some people willing to compromise on certain things, but nope, the Democrats are having it all.
God, the thing is, whoever wins in this process, it doesn't matter who seems to win in this process in America. China wins overall. Like, it doesn't matter who loses. China wins.
Oh yeah,
I would say, because this just
unless there will be a huge backlash.
China.
No, unless there's going to be a huge backlash against any kind of Chinese products or cooperation with China. Like, China can't survive without the rest of the world. Simply put, the problem is that the Chinese influence has spread to more countries than just China. So there are multiple
They're practically
countries
everywhere, aren't they?
Yes, there are multiple countries that will cooperate with them, even if the US says no more cooperation with China. That's the big problem.
We need to start reminding people in the developed world that these people eat dogs. That is our strongest point of attack against China, is they eat cute animals.
By the way, guys, if anybody doesn't believe in that, there's a video on this channel.
I've seen it, mate.
Oh no.
Good. But look, those guys.
For those skeptics out there.
To all of the dog meat skeptics who say that people don't eat dogs in China, there's a video on this channel that says Chinese hot dogs. It's called Chinese hot dogs. It's like showing hundreds of restaurants, like official restaurants in China, that serve dog meat, like restaurants.
Yeah, I know.
Just imagine how many places serve it clandestinely, not just.
I don't get
See,
it.
the
Dogs
thing is
don't
as well-
dogs don't have any fat on them.
It doesn't matter. The lean meat is like deer doesn't have any fat on it, and yet
Yeah.
veal is stupidly
Yeah.
expensive, bro.
Well, the Chinese have their motto, don't they? That they eat anything alive that's under the sun or something. So it's practically everything.
Wow, okay.
Anything that moves, yeah.
anything
Well,
alive.
I hear in
Moves,
Kenya. I hear in Kenya because there's no more tourists. They're starting to hunt the giraffe.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wait,
They're
Kenya?
eating giraffe.
Kenya.
Yep.
Dude, Kenya
I wonder
wasn't
what
an
they do with the neck.
impoverished place. I don't think Kenya was doing that bad as an African country. If they're eating giraffe, I don't know what the fuck Zimbabwe's up to right now.
Yeah, Kenya's one of the more prosperous African countries, isn't it? Well, doing well
The-
anyway.
the-
I mean, look,
Relative to
by the way-
the most prosperous are
Rwanda.
Rwanda and Ghana, I think.
Yeah, speaking
Gold
of which,
Coast.
Cote d'Ivoire or Golden Coast. Yeah, I don't think they're very prosperous in the Golden Coast. But anyway, look, yesterday Tiger made a statement, that he usually makes. I think he was talking about Ghana. He was saying that it has the fastest growing economy in the world. I think he was talking about Ghana. I don't remember. It was some sub-Saharan.
Well, of course, if you've gone from a communist shithole and then you embrace the free market, then of course you're going to be the fastest growing.
Yeah.
economy.
Yeah, I mean, Tiger quickly scrapped the conversation when I asked him, okay, is it just absolute number of amount of money of
It could have just been GDP.
of people, of GDP? Is it all of those numbers, or is it just in terms of percentage? Oh no,
Dude, I don't think the C word is allowed. Oh god.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
but yeah, I mean, look, basically, Ghana, if Ghana grows from 2% to 7% in terms of its economy, then it might be faster than, let's say, the Americans, because the Americans might grow from 90 to 91. There's more percentage, but it's incomparable in terms of actual growth.
Yeah.
More economic
He
activity.
kind of
for sure.
scrapped
Yeah,
the
exactly.
conversation at that point.
Yeah, it's a strange dance of tangents when you talk with Tiger. Like it will start with tangents, and then you'll have a few threads going, and he'll just jump between each thread without warning. At least when he gets hyper, like honestly, Tiger has some moments where he's gone through a serious thought process and laid it flat out. But most of the time, you just gotta laugh at it.
I'm honestly very curious. Who the fuck made him change his mind about Black Lives Matter? Who the fuck convinced him that BLM is a good idea, man? Like, I'm actually curious about that.
I don't think he even gets it.
Probably.
It's really,
It was
honestly.
women as a franchise, mate. It wasn't one person. It was women as a franchise. Let's face it. I mean, that's probably.
It's just so
the reason
dumb. It's
why
like
people pussy out on
it's
politics.
like you start trolling and then you start believing in your troll. It's just so stupid, man.
You become a
You say
true
something-
believer in your own trolling.
Tell a lie
You
often
trolled
enough,
yourself practically.
and you think it's true.
The one thing I
Yeah, the
agree
bigger
with
the
Black.
lie,
The
the
one
easier
thing I
it is to
agree with
believe.
Black Lives Matter. The one thing I agree with Black Lives Matter is to have black-only schools.
Yeah, I knew you'd
no,
say
dude, it
something.
doesn't stop there.
Separation of black and white.
Start of
Jamie,
I
apartheid.
knew you'd say something like that. Yeah. Let's have a second.
No, I
apart.
think it's a good
I
idea.
think it's a good
because-
idea.
No, think
Let's
about it,
separate everything.
because let's be honest, blacks would much prefer to go to school with other blacks. That's just their biology. And yeah, I think I worked with in schools for a decade, and I see that black students. As a teaching assistant, mostly for special needs students, but I also went to a lot of mainstream colleges and
Nice.
schools, and I see these patterns, and I see a lot of them just can't seem to focus in class. It's because
Maybe because they have special needs.
well,
No, it's because
no,
Jamie's a
no,
shit teaching assistant.
These were they're not diagnosed with anything. They just it's just that what you need to do when you in order to get blacks to concentrate is you have to literally exhaust them.
Hypnotize them.
Seriously, they have to do a lot of physical education before they're able to
What
learn
the fuck
stuff
are you talking about, mate?
because
Jamie, you're gonna get so
they're full of
fired, bro.
testosterone, and you know.
You're gonna get
And
so fired.
Yo,
I
lads,
don't
I think we're about to have
care.
a... Hold on.
I love black people so much. I love black people so much that I know what their needs are. You know, we're not catering to their needs, and
Jamie,
that they're
please.
suffering for it.
Dude,
So you bigots can laugh all you like,
Jamie,
but I'm the one who's going to be vouching for the best system for them.
We got the message. Look, the last strawberry. Tell that to Jamie when you meet him, and you'll have an unpleasant surprise.
Most likely, my dude. Most likely. Oh.
I've spoken to black people, and they absolutely agree. In fact,
Kingston, you're not the only person who's spoken to black people, okay? You're talking like you're the only person in the world that's actually spoken to
black people. I know blacks.
I know them inside out.
Well, it would be a great way because sometimes you do have to have like corporate punishment, but there's no way that a white person can do that to a black student. So why not do it in a black-only school where the teachers are black? You know.
They would still.
So we used to have corporal punishment in this country, didn't we? So
yeah, we should bring it back. Need discipline.
Here's the thing.
There is actually an argument for that. Yeah.
Back in the day, the movement for Black Lives did not stop at schools. They wanted black-only police. They wanted black-only schools. They wanted black-only everything. They wanted to do basically a whole parallel society, and nobody saw it as weird. But then the alt-right came along and said, yeah, we want the same, and everyone freaked the fuck out because it was white people.
Well, no, this is the thing. Anytime white people are left to their own devices, then they do so well that everyone wants to move in with them.
Oh, God, Jamie, did I ever show you that Jesse Lee Peterson video where he's talking to Hassan Piker, and he literally says to Hassan, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Jesse Lee Peterson is a middle-aged to old black man. And he said to Hassan Piker, who is Cenk Uyghur's nephew, white people build stuff and black people tear it down. That was from a black man's mouth. And fucking hell did I lose my shit when I first heard that. Whoa. Woo.
Yeah, I've met plenty of raucuses all around.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Black people do have a lot of potential. It's just the welfare state has completely destroyed their spirit. You know, like the KKK, they couldn't destroy their spirit, but it was welfare. And
Jamie, don't act like you care, man. Seriously, don't act
care.
Actually, hold on. I agree with what you're saying.
This gives me almost as much cringe. This gives me almost as much cringe as when Tiger tries to say that he's not a lefty and he's impartial in the shit that he says when he supports BLM and he supports Antifa, and he's been supporting BLM for a while now. Look, Jamie, you clearly don't give a shit about them. Why do you act like
because if we increase their standards both in their countries and here, then there'll be less of a victim narrative that is going to hurt white people and themselves.
You don't have the power to increase the standards in their country. You don't have the power.
Yes, you do. It's very simple.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. Look, James, very simple.
Jamie,
very simple. No. Listen, it's very simple.
It's gonna be cringe. Go on.
Stop sending them food aid. That will immediately increase their standards because their farmers will suddenly be able to actually earn money.
Starve people.
Mate, they'll be on the boats to Europe. They'll be on the first boat to Europe.
This is even worse.
Sometimes the best way to build up their economy is not giving them free shit.
You will cause them to starve, though,
the free market can do.
Dependent on it, you fool.
Oh my God,
that will
James,
not raise standards. That will lower.
You cannot be serious. You cannot be serious, man.
I think he is, man. He's a sociopath.
I think Kingston wants a culling of the population or something with that idea.
Well, I think it would definitely benefit Africans in the long run. No, they got a really big underclass and it's dragging them down. So we definitely need to.
Look, there's a problem. There's a problem.
Note, you can expect to die off this decade. There will be a massive population die off this decade.
Yeah,
massive.
I don't know about that. I don't know if there will be a die-off. But anyway, look, there's a problem with anyone saying, oh, I'm going to fix the problems in sub-Saharan Africa. I'm going to fix them. I'm going to fix them easily. You can't do it. You cannot do it easily because it's very difficult to actually do it. First of all,
most of the countries in debt. They have huge debts.
Oh,
So
that's not even
problem's
the main issue. That's not even the main issue. That is like secondary. The main problem is that they have totalitarian governments. They have leaders that are fucking them up and are filling their pockets, and there's nothing you can do about it because you try to do something about it, and people will start blaming you. Oh, new colonialism. Oh, white savior. Oh, this. Oh, that. So simply put, you try to actually get your hands down and dirty to fix the situation, and you'll get all kinds of shit from
Just
people
quickly,
who
'cause
want
I have to.
I don't think that
other
matters too
people,
much, to be honest.
other people who want to get a power base in Africa, like the Chinese, for example, which is exactly what they're doing right now. You know, if the Europeans start trying to fix Africa now, then the Chinese are trained to say, "Oh, new colonialism, new colonialism." When the Chinese are doing,
how about this one? How about this one analogy? Sometimes the best way to help someone who's addicted to drugs or is an alcoholic is to just leave them alone and let them crash,
Jamie's
and then for
addicted
them
to alcohol and drugs. Please shoot
make
him
the effort
now.
to.
I think
No,
Jamie is a fan of tough love.
No, here's the thing that you have to
I think
remember
Jamie is a
is
fan of. I don't even know what, man. Like, this is just such a stupid solution.
No. At this point, I'm the only person who truly loves black people because you're projecting what you want black people to be without actually accepting who they are.
That
I'm not projecting anything.
statement itself is absurd.
Look, what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, you can't fix sub-Saharan Africa. You cannot do it. You cannot fix it. It's fucked.
You can make it better.
Guys, stop the black talk because Pyramidion is in the chat. Pyramidion Media is in the chat.
Oh, that's good. Christopher.
Yes.
He's interesting.
Has he yo, Pyramidion, join in. There's the link in the description. Banksy, are you here?
By the way, I have to bounce because I need to sleep better than last night.
Okay, nice.
Hopefully, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you, Banksy, for having me on, as well as Pavlo and Jamie. Please shut up more.
Good night.
I don't know how to shut up.
But yeah, anyone who wants to jump on, the link is in the description in the underpants section below.
Yeah.
So please check that out because we can't seem to post the link in the goddamn text. It doesn't let us. I mean, I've even deleted the HTTP and he still won't do it. It's crazy.
It's pretty weird, man. That's pretty weird, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, look, I was saying, you can't fix countries easily. It's not as easy as that, man. Like, look, Ukraine is not as fucked as sub-Saharan Africa. Let's face it. Ukraine has much lesser problems than sub-Saharan Africa, and Ukraine is very difficult to fix. Like, what do you need to do in Ukraine? Well, you need to do a fucking purge. You need to do a fucking purge of
You've got to get rid of the oligarchs.
Yeah, you need to get rid of the oligarchs. You need to get rid of the leeches. You need to get rid of the Russian moles. You need to get rid of the commies. You need to get rid of all kinds of scumbags. Yeah. But what happens if you start getting rid of them? Oh, totalitarianism, neo-Nazi, fascist. Well, you will have to do some things that are totalitarian to get rid of leeches in a really fucked up situation, man.
Pavlo, getting rid of the oligarchs is easier said than done. You know, they've got so much power, and they own the biggest companies are owned by them. You know, so they have to come to some sort of agreement in terms of limiting their power, which they're not going to easily agree to, are they? At all. They're power hungry, aren't they? Let's face it.
Look, what you can do is you could use the semi-independent military forces, like the Azov, for example. You could basically. No, but you could do a coup d'état. You could take over the country by force. You could. It's possible. But the problem
go against the army. You mean?
Right. Yes.
You mean
like a military coup d'état? But the problem rises after that. All the oligarchs have to do is to use the confusion to escape the country, then get the international community to see that taking of power in Ukraine as something evil. You know, fascist government rising, neo-Nazis, whatever. And that's it. Ukraine is isolated, no allies, no friends, nobody around. Oligarchs have a lot of power in other countries too, not only in Ukraine. Especially
most of them got passports in other countries, haven't they? Switzerland, Cyprus.
Exactly. They can just run away. So it's a very complex situation. Like, what you actually need to do is I couldn't begin to explain what you need to do because I don't know the exact situation, because the situation is closed. It's under closed doors. It's like the oligarchs know what's going on. The government knows what's going on. I don't. I can only...
Yeah, they've been trying to reform.
How's it going?
Oh, hi, Christopher. How are you doing?
Hey, Chris. Okay,
Yeah, not too
it's all
bad.
good. It's Chris. Okay, there you go. Yeah, we're good. It's just I have to switch. Like I have to filter the trolls.
Yeah,
yeah.
The porn.
I mean, you guys' point about the problems in sub-Saharan Africa. I mean, they're just huge. Like it's really weird. You know, when you study this kind of stuff from an international relations perspective, a lot of these countries are just so completely fucked up. Like people in the West literally cannot comprehend what it's like, right? Like everything you need to do, you need to bribe. Elections are purely decided upon the base of tribal loyalty. A lot of these countries, the only way they earn any kind of foreign currency is through the exporting of a certain resource. Thus, to control the government, you only need to really control like one.
Blood diamonds is the making money.
Well, yeah, but also oil. You know, I think Nigeria. This is known in the trade as the resource curse, because it basically means that you don't really need legitimacy of the people. All you really need is control of the oil industry, and
isn't it just ironic? Isn't it just ironic that everyone wants to dig at the Brits or the Europeans for going into Africa and taking all their resources? But if we actually did take all their resources, Africa would be better off.
It's more complex than that. I mean, they just, in my opinion, this whole bashing of the West is like an outgrowth of, you know, a lot of really, really complex stuff. Like after Suez, for example, okay, right, the UK kind of had to decolonize. They didn't have like the money after World War II. It's not generally acknowledged, but the colonies actually cost the UK a buttload of money. It's always assumed that the colonies made the UK tons of money. That's just not true. That's one of the reasons they had to give them up after World War II.
Germany had a much bigger economy to Britain, and this was during the height of empire.
I mean, look, it's more like an investment in return. The colonies made a huge amount of money to the British Empire, but the British Empire also needed to keep making big investments into them, right? And they needed to make investments that were good enough to get enough returns afterwards.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I mean,
we spent a lot of money on education and rail lines and all these things.
Yeah, railways in particular.
Railways. Yeah.
I mean, if anyone ever says, you know, what did white men do for Africa? Railways. I mean, just railways, particularly, you know, India, all kinds of places. Like those railways, like had a tremendous effect on trade, and they were systems of government that were left by the British. Many countries, even once they got rid of the British, they still kept the systems of government because those systems of government were good. I think a lot of it was a sort of cynical power play by a lot of nationalist leaders that it's the curse of the hegemon. It's always really, really easy to blame problems on something else and then say, you know, if you vote us in, we'll fix all of them. But history proves that they didn't fix all of them. I mean, look at Ghana and Kwame Nkrumah. He was all like, you know, we will have the new, I think it was like a socialist state of Ghana. The whole place completely collapsed. It's completely crazy.
And it seems like, you know, like the talk about reparations only comes when either blacks, say in America, accept like the welfare expansion, and therefore they want more money, and therefore they start trying to look for evidence of, you know, slavery, this. Or in African countries, they, you know, when they're no longer under the yoke of the British, then they adopt communism instead of capitalism, and then they're in the shitter, and they say, it's because of colonialism. We had no resources, you know, not because of our decisions, you know. He did nothing.
See, I take a much more cynical view than that. I think reparations are directly the shortest path to civil war. And I think that these kind of movements can be very easily cynically exploited in order to create massive division in society. Look at what's going on in South Africa at the moment. Look at what happened in Zimbabwe with, forced land redistribution.
Rhodesia.
Well, Zimbabwe now.
Former Rhodesia.
It's reparations, or like the forced seizure of property, has such an incredibly bad effect on the economy, and just society in general. People don't understand it, but it's like, it seems to me like the surest way to wreck a society. And when people go on about, inequality this, inequality that, yes, it's a bad thing, you should probably do stuff to like help that, but you're not going to get anywhere by just taking shit by force from one group and just handing it to another group. And history has proved that time and time again.
By the way, Chris, we've been talking about the situation in the US a while ago. You most likely have more to say about that than anyone else here.
Yeah, man. I've been taking a break for a couple of days because my mind kind of exploded, and I'd been arguing with a bunch of like lefties, and it was just starting to do my head in. Because they kept being like, "Oh, where's the evidence?" So I'd post them the evidence. They wouldn't look at it. And then a day later, they'd come back and be like, "Where's the evidence?" I'd be like, "Bitch, I just posted a bunch of evidence." Well, that's exactly what someone on the alt-right would say. I was like, fuck off. Okay,
I know exactly what you mean. I had a group with two guys. Like we talk about philosophy a lot. But with time, we started growing a little bit more distant with all the bullshit going on, because basically the group wasn't just two other guys. The group was 5 people, me and 4 others, right? 2 of the 5 people, like one of them left because there was a shit show with him, but so anyway, it's a different topic. Another one left because he was very against the lockdown, very much against the whole thing, but he was against it very early, when it was still not clear what exactly is going on. So he was going a little bit into conspiracies, into satanic rituals, blah blah blah. So I was kind of neutral in the situation because I didn't know, because it was early. Obviously I still don't agree with the satanic rituals bullshit, but I do agree with the anti-lockdown position now. Those other 2 guys, they the 2 that remained, it was basically me and 2 other people. They were very pro-lockdown. They were basically making a lot of fun of even me whenever I would, even have a balanced opinion. Just say, "Oh, let's give it some time. Let's see if it's relevant or not." Because they were like, "Oh, this is very relevant. This is very good. Lockdown, dangerous, right?" One of them eventually started bitching and moaning about the lockdown. And I was like, "Oh, what the hell? What is going on?" Not so long ago, like a few months ago. So after a lot of the panic passed through, I was like, "What made you change your mind? Why are you criticizing the lockdown now?" It was because he wanted to make a uni course, and he was unable to party with his with the people from his course. That's the reason that made him change his mind about the lockdown. And to him, that's the moment when I created, and I'm gonna claim ownership of this quote. I created this quote, which goes like this: "No fire is too hot until it's your ass that's burning." And I told him that. He basically didn't speak to me again after that. He just bitched and moaned and threw a few like tantrums and jokes to me. The other guy started becoming a very hardcore BLM supporter. And he sends me these unfunny, cringe-worthy BLM memes that are just fucking horse shit. Let me read you one of them. Let me quickly read you one.
We are approaching a time, unfortunately, where everyone is lined up on one of 2 mutually two narratives that literally cannot coexist, unfortunately. So either you accept the premise that coronavirus is so deadly that the entirety of society must be locked down, right? Which contains nested in it another premise that everyone in society must give up their freedom in order to protect the most vulnerable in society, no matter who they are. And this has potentially horrific consequences. I mean, think of this out logically. Should we all stop driving cars so that no one ever gets hurt in a traffic accident? I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like, ultimately, there is this tension between like freedom and security, and unfortunately, it's now to the point where you have to believe in one or the other. You can't just be in the middle. And then, of course, you have the other one, the BLM one that you were just talking about. Either the UK is a great country that has done great things, or it is a bastion of white supremacy that has only existed because of the exploitation of black bodies, and its entire existence is a perpetuation of whiteness. These two narratives cannot possibly coexist, and there are like tons of them. That's why everyone is lining up on one side or the other. It's almost impossible to remain completely in the middle, because what is the middle, for example, on COVID, right? Oh, we should have some lockdown. Well, then what do you? At some point, you're still saying it's okay for some people to die. Well, that's obviously not acceptable. You get what I'm saying?
Well, this is why I'm trying to like unite the individualist right with the absolutist right. And, it's important because the left have the monopoly. They control the education, the media, the government, and the corporations. We've got to put aside.
Could you share the screen, please?
Oh yeah, you have a shitty leftist meme for us, Pavlov?
Yes. I'd like to actually get into it, because the guy that sent me this, he's not stupid, he's not dumb. He was one of the most intelligent people that I spoke in Speaker's Corner in terms of philosophy. We spoke about philosophy for a very long time. He was a very interesting person, and then he sends me this low IQ bullshit. So let's see this. Can you see this?
Yep.
Can you see it? Okay, I'll read it to you just in case somebody can't see the small letters. So first part here. Hey Sonia, I hear a lot of calls for abolishing police, but how will we stay safe? Babe, police abolition work is not about defunding every department instantly. It's about a gradual process of strategically reallocating resources, funding, and responsibility away from police and toward community-based models of safety, support, and prevention. The people who respond to crises in our community should be people who are best equipped to deal with those crises. Yes, Sonia, I want to echo that last statement and dig down a little further. Crime isn't random. Most of the time, it happens when someone has been unable to meet their basic needs through other means. By shifting money away from police and towards services that actually meet those needs, we'll be able to get to a place where we won't need to rob banks. Couldn't have said it better myself, Grant. This is bigger than just police brutality. It's about how the prison industrial complex, the drug war, immigration law, and web of policy, law, and culture that forms our criminal justice system has destroyed millions of lives and torn apart families. Cops don't prevent crime, they cause it through the ongoing violent disruption of our communities. Fucking hell, this is so stupid. I cannot.
Sounds like a typical episode of EastEnders.
To the next serial killer.
Huh?
I'll be sure to mention that to the next serial killer.
Yes.
This is just the biggest fucking load of shit. I mean,
what a load
like
of
a lot of this stuff, right? It does address like a central point, okay, and that is the drug war, right? The drug war has been, and the way it's been enforced has been really, really bad in terms of trust between police and the populations that they police. But it just completely gets rid and does not address the fact that some people enjoy violence. Some people enjoy rape. Some people enjoy beating the shit out of other people. And you're not going to just go up to them and just be like, hey, man, have you thought of going to a therapist for a bit? Man, like, even if you take this idea that these people are are mentally ill, and that may be true, right? You're going to need like years and years and years of therapy to like transform them into a model citizen, even if that is possible. You know, therapy is not 100% effective, and it takes a really long time. And what happens in the meantime? Like, God, fucking hell.
These people are naive idiots. Have you seen the film Purge? The Purge.
Yes. Some people think it would work.
That's what happens when the police go away. Okay. In fact, it happened in that whatever, the demilitarized zone or whatever the hell they call it.
I believe you're talking about.
Yeah. It literally.
And that's another video
happened.
that I shared on this channel. It's how things were solved in Chaz. It's basically some rapper dude with a bunch of guns who said, "Hey, who can use a gun?" And then some random kid I can. And he gives him a gun. The kid grabs the gun by the clip. So clearly he doesn't fucking know what the hell he's doing. And there you go. They just fucking use mob justice.
There's a new Chaz, by the way. Have you guys?
I heard.
There's a new
Chaz.
Autonomous Zone.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
sure.
Yeah.
Except apparently this one's even more hardcore. Apparently this is the more virulent version 2. Though I have also heard that since they basically told the mayor that they're going to like fucking kill him and tried to set fire to his apartment, he's come around a little bit.
Surprising.
Oh my God.
It's like I could make a video multiple hours long dissecting in detail every single quote of this fucking meme. It's so dumb. No, look, I'm not gonna do that because again, it's a meme. But this is proof. And the guy, by the way, the guy who sent me, he gets really upset when I tell him the left can't meme. Well, this is the perfect example of why the left can't meme.
Yeah, because it's a tech wall. Because anything simply doesn't make a meme.
Exactly. Like, you stop complicating the bullshit. You stop trying to act intelligent. And it just cringes the fuck out of the audience unless they wholeheartedly agree with you 100% and are complete partisans in their opinion. Like, it's gonna cringe any audience, man. This is just so dumb. And look, my personal favorite is this one. We'll be able to place where we won't need to rob banks. Like, seriously, this just sums up BLM, man. This just sums up BLM. Why are we looting? Oh, because we have to loot. Yeah, you have. You live in one of the best countries to live in the world, where millions of people try to fucking migrate every single year.
Yeah.
You need to rob banks. Like, you can't not rob banks, man.
All those homeless bank robbers, after all. Like, I mean, who ever robbed a bank to get rich or anything?
It'd do them well to visit a few third world countries and just get the sense knocked into them, you know?
Exactly. Absolutely, man.
Show them how privileged you actually are here.
I also really love this one. Cops don't prevent crime, they cause it through the ongoing violent disruption of our communities. Yes, definitely. Cause, those drug dealers, the rapists, the fucking gangsters, cops have caused it. Every single one of them. It was caused by the cops. Yeah, it was the cops, man. It was the fucking cops. It was cops. Now look, I myself, I'm very critical of the police. You know that I'm very critical of the police. The police is doing a fucking horrible job overall. Not even here, it's not as bad than in some other countries. In Portugal, Spain, in Greece, it's complete authoritarianism. So the police there are zero respect for them, for what they're fucking doing. Here,
to be honest,
they try to let people speak, but still. Let me just finish. I promise. I'm gonna stay silent for a while because I just want to finish this one point. The main problems here is that the police simply doesn't have any communication, and it has more communication than in other countries with people, of course. But they removed PC Barnes from the corner. They don't really do things that are relevant, like, for example, dealing with violent crime victims that have suffered from violent crime. It takes months to get any kind of progress to actually going. But they go to Speaker's Corner and they harass people for speaking there, for fucking trying to speak to each other. What? Insane shit, absolutely insane. Go on. I'm done.
I was just saying, like this past year has been obviously chaos in terms of like how the police have been doing their duty. But prior to that, I think our police forces, relative to other countries, is one of the best. To be honest, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. But this past year has been absolute chaos.
I don't disagree. I don't have a lot of experience with the police here before this shit show. I'm talking specifically about this time.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, I agree.
Great. I mean, if you contrast them to fucking say the Australian police or Greece, as I was like saying, it's been weird. The last 6 months or so, seeing them go from like what. So like, let me give you an example, right? When I lived in Australia, right, you would never, ever, ever ask a cop for directions. You just would never motherfucking do it. You got no idea how that interaction might turn out. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll be nice, really? Maybe not. Yeah, man. I mean, that's okay. Like, don't get me wrong. I lived in a bad part of town, right? It's not like, I was living in the really, really posh part, right? But you just wouldn't, right? Whereas like here up until recently, I never thought like twice about asking a cop for directions or anything like that, because you just don't think that they're just going to turn around and like randomly arrest you for some shit. And it's a shame.
Sorry guys, am I the only one that's hearing
No, he's cutting out.
Yeah, it was kind of robotic.
Oh shit, am I cutting out? Sorry guys.
Yeah, sorry.
Am I back?
No problem. Just was just for a little while.
Just stop downloading the midget porn. Usually helps.
Oh, come on. I can't do without my midget porn. Jesus Christ, man.
It's okay. You can pause the torrent.
But I can't. It's Greasy Midgets 3. I've been waiting for this for like months.
Anyway.
And I've got Little Fisters 6 lined up after that.
Highbrow,
come on.
guys. Highbrow.
Yeah, highbrow people. Highbrow. We keep saying we want to keep this channel
Isn't
highbrow.
Little Fisters 6 the one that you had the cameo in, Pavlov, as Mr. Ukraine, the big bouncy white guy?
Shut it down.
Disavow.
Dude, right now we can't even post links in our own chat. So I guess we're on our way to fuck Will. Fuck Will.
Man, look, YouTube is a barren wasteland anyway, right? Like, honestly, we should all flee this platform. They have made it really abundantly clear they don't fucking want people like us, man. I don't think that there's any real chance of growing your fan base on YouTube. I mean, look, I know this is like a pretty localized thing. This is only for like certain people in London and stuff. But you never know. Like, this could be appealing to someone on the other side of the world. But fucking YouTube's never going to like push it. Surely. I mean, it just seems like a stupid idea to me. Like, I reckon. I don't know. BitChute doesn't have streaming capability yet. As they don't have stream chat. I think DLive does though.
The thing is, I've seen people who are trying to desperately make it on places like DLive and BitChute and stuff. It's a real hard grind because you have to upload your videos on BitChute and then do your live streaming on DLive. So your audience has to basically effectively have you subscribe to you on 2 different platforms just to be able to get your content effectively. That model is not going to work. We need another model. We need a holistic model where you can live stream and you can upload your videos in a reasonable sort of environment. It's just at the moment there are platforms. It's just there's just no one there. No one's got the combined things that we all want in one place at the moment. I'm hoping that there will be things, there will be platforms that will come through, because there is a huge amount of people that are getting disenfranchised from YouTube. And in all honesty, I actually look forward to it. I want YouTube to no longer maintain its monopoly. I want them to kill their own sort of platform with their own hands, so that the monopoly is taken out and there's a more of a wider distribution of the audience, so that other smaller platforms can get a shot. Because right now, it's all about YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. You know, they really do have a stranglehold in this field. And I don't mind. Let them kill it. Because I'll be honest, no one else will be able to. No one else will be able to even compete with them. I mean, YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is a bottomless pit of money. They can just chuck money at this. They can run this whole shebang without a single drop of profit for the next 20, 30 years and still be fine.
I think you'll find that from Google's point of view, controlling the narrative now is more important than making money. Absolutely. Which is very, very disturbing to me. Like, although I guess you could have kind of seen this, you know, when Google's original thing was "Don't be evil." I honestly think that the only motto a corporation should have is "Let's make fucking money." Now, people say, "Oh, that's heartless," but man, any other moral mission makes it worse. Like, as bad as purely seeking profit is, at least profit is like neutral and is simply driven by profit. As soon as you introduce like moral shit in, you have all kinds of fucking problems, because then you have to distinguish between good people and bad people. Oh, we want to serve the good people, but we want to exclude the bad people. Yeah. And it just depends on which side of the line you wind up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly where, unfortunately, places that we never even thought are becoming social justicey. Things like MasterCard, Visa, they are now becoming social justicey. Imagine how fucked up life is going to be when your credit card gets cancelled, not because you can't afford to pay the repayments, it's because you don't have the right kind of politics. It's because you tweeted the wrong fucking thing. Now your swipe doesn't work anymore.
Welcome to the social credit score, mate. That's the social credit score. Yeah, that's like literally what that is.
Yeah, that's what China has. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And I think there is a good case to be made that China is actually directly supporting some of this, because it has put up with the West criticizing it for ages over its authoritarian policies. And it is really, really sick of it. And I think it wants the West to become like it. And once it does, who's going to be left to criticize? Well, only those crazy people, and they don't have any money or influence anyway. So who listens to them?
Yeah.
You know, and this is why I think, like, regardless of the annoyances, we should flee or boycott YouTube, even though that is like really, really hard to do, because
look, Christopher, I completely agree with everything you're saying, but the resolution, again, look, I think it's a little bit naive that we should just boycott YouTube. YouTube isn't gonna miss us. We're not a big deal. We're not big YouTubers. Like, if there was a big YouTuber who boycotted YouTube, then sure, it might make a little bit of a wave, but they will never do it. It's like a lost cause from the very beginning.
No, you misunderstand me entirely, man. This has nothing to do with changing YouTube, right?
No, like, I know.
YouTube is not going to miss us. You're absolutely right. I'm arguing from a principle perspective.
No. I don't mean changing YouTube. No, I mean sending a message.
Have you seen how much shit the YouTube chat like just shadow bans and deletes? I was like testing it out last stream. It wouldn't let me post the name of Thomas Sowell's book, Black Rednecks and White Liberals. Tried posting it a bunch of times, because when you're plugged into StreamYard and you can see the output, it just
right now
just fucking vanishes. It is crazy. It eats links. I can't plug my channel. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, unless you've got to
put links in the chat.
It's not that it's only links that it eats. It also seems to link. It also seems to eat, I don't know, certain keywords or something. It's probably got an AI sitting in between the chat function and the echo, just
can you see it in the
sucking
chat?
Up stuff that it regards as improper.
Guys, can you see it in the chat? I just wrote black rednecks and white liberals.
No, Pavlov, I don't see anything that you've written in the chat right now.
You don't see it in the public chat.
No, we can't.
No.
I refreshed the page. I'm
having real trouble with my connection, guys. Am I coming through all right, or am I stuttering a lot.
It has disappeared. Yeah, it has disappeared.
Oh, we can hear you okay, Christopher, now. It was just that one moment, a few minutes ago, that's all.
Yeah, no, you're okay. Your sound is perfect, Chris. You don't have to worry about it. But yeah, the chat, Pavlov, nope, he's gone. I think they've done something. They've definitely changed the algorithm again, or they've introduced something that is now filtering the live chats, the live stream chats, because we can't. I haven't been able, we can't we can't post URLs in chat anymore. Now either they've done it to everyone, or it's just us, or maybe there's something with tonight's stream, but I can't post URLs in this chat anymore. And now I'm gonna try later on. I'm to be honest with you, I'm incredibly tired right now. I'm actually passing out. That's why I've been silent for so long. I've been up since about 7 a.m, and things are slowly getting a bit harsh for me now. But yeah, I'm gonna run a stream myself on my other channel, and see if I get the same issues. And if that's the case, if we get it over, I mean, Pavlov, I guess you should try it as well on your Pavlovian response, just to see what happens. It might be a new thing that's just been introduced, because they do introduce new shit every Christmas time. You know that, right? If you notice, every November, December, a new email comes out with new policies from YouTube. So it's about this time of the year where they introduce new shit.
Like their new policy that you cannot say that the US election was marred by widespread fraud or counting errors.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me is like par excellence. I mean, if you needed proof that this was political censorship, that is absolutely it. Like, you are now no longer able or allowed to express that opinion. Yeah. That's just fucked.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The thing is, I don't mind. Fine, YouTube. You own. This is your private house. This is your house. I'm in your house. I'm a guest, and you want to set the rules. Fine, but don't claim you're a platform anymore. The U.S. government has to change its position on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and declare them as publishers. They are not a platform. They are publishers now. They should be treated like the New York Times, like the Washington Post, like the BBC and CNN and CNBC. You are now publishers. You editorialize the material that is found on your site. And so you should no longer have the privileges of a platform. You should no longer enjoy those privileges. You should be treated like a publisher. Now, the fact that if that happens, if the U.S. government declares these sites as publishers, it will kill their business model. It will just kill YouTube. It will kill Facebook and Twitter.
No, it won't kill YouTube or Facebook, because they have the money and the power to not only do widespread AI filtering, but also to employ like an army of commissars. What it will do, though, is if they remove platform protections, it will kill BitChute and all of the other small except BitChute in the UK.
Not that they remove it from everyone. They remove the status from these particular ones, because they're no longer acting like a platform. They're acting like a publisher, so they get their status removed from them, not from BitChute. As long as BitChute acts like a platform, BitChute stays as a platform. As long as
they need a big ass lawsuit of some kind to settle this.
But that's the thing, Chris. If they remove the status of a platform and make them into publishers, then every person who's ever been slandered and libeled on YouTube and Facebook, they can sue YouTube and Facebook. Right now, they can't sue them. You can't sue Facebook any more than you can sue BT or Vodafone or O2. You can't sue these companies. If someone calls you up on an O2 line and curses at you and calls you all sorts of cunts and your mother and everything, or calls you a pedophile, you can't sue O2 for it. O2 says, I'm just a telephone platform provider. I don't dictate who calls you. If you've given out your number, or if your number's been discovered and someone calls you, that's not O2's fault. You can't sue Vodafone for it. And that's how YouTube and Facebook and Twitter are treated. They're treated like Vodafone. They're treated
Look, I understand Section 230.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is that Actually, Tim Pool was talking about this. A big part of Section 230 is not just protections from libel, but protections for like obscenity and other kinds of stuff like that. And if it was removed entirely, which seems to be what YouTube is pushing for, this might actually benefit YouTube and Facebook by essentially erasing all of their competition, because YouTube and Facebook would be able to have enough influence to lobby, particularly if Biden is indeed successful, to carve out exemptions whereby they could basically keep acting the way they are, except even more so. They could like ban more stuff, and at the same time make it so they're the only game in town. Because as long as there's somewhere else for people to go to, I mean, again, it's very much like the Chinese model. You know what I mean, right? Like if you want to create a totalitarian state, you got to seal the borders, because otherwise everyone's going to fuck off elsewhere. But if you seal the borders, you're the only game in town, so you got to fucking put up with it.
Well, yeah, I agree with you on that basis. If they do that, though, if they take away these, if you're saying that they're going to do it for everyone, like if they take away that entire platform option, that means BT and well, in America, AT&T can be sued. If someone gives you if someone calls you up over an AT&T line, you can then sue AT&T. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to do that. They're not going to take away that platform laws, because that means all the telephone communication networks are going to suffer. So they can't actually take it away from everyone, but they can take it away from companies who are no longer behaving like a platform. If you no longer behave like a platform, if you no longer meet the criteria that is required to be a platform, then you're a publisher. You're declared a publisher. You then get all the legal, if you like, ramifications of being a publisher, and you know, all the lawsuits and all the rest come with it. So I think they can still do this. I think America can, or the American government can still take away YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter's permissions or their status as a platform, and keep BitChute, DLive, AT&T, Verizon, Vodafone, all the rest as platforms. Because they
I
behave
think
like
a digital bill of rights would actually be better. A document that outlines all of the digital rights that people have, and thus you would be able to sue a company like Facebook or YouTube if they unduly interfered with your speech. I think the way that 230 is structured, it gives too much power to the corporations. There should, given the incredible role that the digital sphere now plays in our lives and how many of our fundamental rights are now linked to it, there should be a digital bill of rights saying that you can't yank someone's credit card, that you can't just yank someone's YouTube account, because these are digital assets and you should not be able to take them away without compensation. I think that would be a better way of framing it personally.
The thing is, then you're interfering with free market, because the free market.
No, well, not really. I mean, so
I mean, if I open
Visa to yank,
a
say
site,
the card of like the Proud Boys, for example, right? That's not free market behavior at all. That's actually the complete opposite. Visa is still making money from them. The free market is that you continue to provide market services to people no matter their political affiliation. As soon as you say we're going to deprive this person of access to the market because of their political affiliation, that's not free market by definition. It's not just because you let corporations do what they want. It's not free market if they do it for political reasons. If they do it for financial reasons, that's one thing. If they do it for political reasons, that's an entirely other thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if I was to set up a website and I decide to have it's a private club, if you like. It's a private website in the sense that I don't have to have everyone that I want on it. I can be very exclusive, and there are dating sites, in fact, that are like that. There's some dating sites for rich assholes, and they're all like uppity, middle, upper class type of people on there. Well, if you have some sort of digital bill of rights, can I sue that company if they exclude me from being on their site, from being on their rich only people's
well, not
dating
unless your site is so huge that the literal day-to-day lives of millions of people depend on it, right? Like, you can't draw a comparison between a premier dating site and something like PayPal or Visa, right?
Yeah, but YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
See, I would personally say that some companies have reached a size where they have to be classified as semi-public, which is not to say that I think the government should take them over, but that they should be regulated, and there should be like regulations
You're punished
saying
for
that
being successful.
Sorry?
So effectively,
Yes.
you're saying being punished for
Yes.
being successful.
Yes.
You should keep your
Yes.
company of a certain size, otherwise the government is going to fuck with you.
Unfortunately, you have to look at the way things are. And the way things are is that there are now a number of companies that are so large that they have an incredible outsized influence on everybody. Facebook would be a really good example. So would YouTube. I mean, like, I get it's not a perfect solution, but unfortunately, right, you have a situation where if you shut somebody out of all of these sites, particularly something like Visa and PayPal, you are essentially just completely limiting their ability to live in the modern world in a very, very serious way. And you're not supposed to be able to do that based on political belief, no matter how much you dislike someone, whether they're a fucking ethnat or a commie or whatever. You're not supposed to be able to like just cut off their fucking money supply because you disagree with their politics.
I 100% agree with you. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm just pointing out the pitfalls of such a thing. Whilst if you just take away the privilege of a particular status that Visa enjoys or PayPal enjoys because they behave sort of in an authoritarian way. So what I'm saying is, I mean, it's going to be harder with Visa or PayPal, but it certainly isn't that hard with YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, because they covet their position as a platform quite a lot. They really want to keep this position because it will kill their business model. It'll kill. I mean, even though they're moving from an average user base system, especially YouTube is desperately pushing to get rid of the YouTubers. They want us gone, effectively. People like us who sit in their bedrooms and chat shit online. They want us to be gone, and they want Good Morning Britain and freaking ITV and BBC to be the primary content creators for this platform. So if they want that, and they want to get rid of the average guy, but they still want to hold on to their platform position or their privilege, and yet still act like a publisher. And this is what I'm saying. Take it away from these individuals. You don't have to make it across the board, because if you do something like what you said about the digital
Bill of Rights.
Yeah, Bill of Rights, it will apply to everyone across the board. And not everyone is behaving this way. And so it's going to make life difficult for the smaller guy, and it's going to make it difficult for the guy who wants to have a private exclusive website or any sort of whatever business model that they want to implement, because they're now having to see if they can be within the boundaries of this digital Bill of Rights. It will make it harder for the small guy. No matter what you say, you're right about how YouTube wants the government to put restrictions because it'll suit them better, but also that Bill of Rights would be a form of restriction, which again these bigger companies will be able to deal with better than the small guy. I think on all scenarios, the small guy always gets screwed and shafted when governments interfere with the market. Whilst in this situation, you just tell Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, we're going to take away your platform rights. Believe me, overnight they'll change their policies. All of this censorship shit will go away.
No. That meme with the guy with the Spartan head? No, absolutely not. You still think that YouTube is primarily a financial project. It is not. YouTube and Twitter are political projects, Facebook as well, to a lesser extent.
Fair enough.
The politics comes first, the profit comes second.
That's fine. That's fine. Then they become a fraction of the size that they are, because they won't be. They'll have to get rid of literally everyone on Twitter on their platform, because they can't have people.
Wait a second, guys. Banksy, there's only one problem. Look, I don't agree 100% with Christopher here, though I do agree partially. But look, the problem with that is that it needs to be a mass effect. If there is one country that does that, it's not going to really change much. And if it will never be a mass effect, because to be a mass effect, it needs to be a global, a global attempt. And global attempts actually agree with what YouTube is doing. The globalist we have right now agrees with what YouTube is doing. So there is absolutely no friggin' way that anybody is gonna stop YouTube in what they're doing. The only way to deal with it is to adapt, which is what I try to do with my videos about the how to date during COVID Slav style. I'm adapting to the new landscape.
Yeah, if you want to keep being on this platform, absolutely. I'm just saying that if these platforms, the thing is, I disagree in the sense that you say the global thing, because if America changes its position on YouTube, it'll have a global effect on YouTube. It doesn't matter if the rest of
America is one of the main perpetrators of the global effect. Like most of the people who are for this are in America, and of course we have the very divided situation in America, so obviously hashtag not all Americans, but still America is divided. America isn't gonna America right at this moment, America cannot bang the fist on the table and say no, this is how it's gonna be. No longer. Those days are far gone. Make America great again is because America is no.
I 100% agree with the Biden administration. It's never going to happen. In fact, they're going to encourage YouTube and these platforms to continue to be more censorious. I'm saying that if there's anyone that is capable of making any level of impact, even the digital Bill of Rights, which countries are going to really implement it? It's only going to be America. If anyone that would implement it. Europe isn't gonna. No European country will ever subscribe to that. They don't even have First Amendment. Most of them don't even have a written constitution. Britain doesn't even have a written constitution that ensures our First Amendment or our free speech. It has a fluid constitution. So yeah, I mean, these European countries, there's no way. European countries are 100% behind what YouTube and Facebook are doing. So they're not going to pressure these platforms in any way. It's only the United States, and that was under potentially a Trump administration. Now with the Biden administration, that looks like it's going to happen. That's it. There's no way in the next 4 years these guys are going to have a free reign. And I was hoping, now this was my fool's hope, if you will, that if Biden wins, these guys will back off and they'll chill a little bit. Like, okay, we're on top. But yeah, it was absolutely that, a fool's hope.
Mate, you just don't understand totalitarianism.
Exactly.
Like seriously, right? Like,
you want to taste more.
Authoritarians got to authoritate, right? Totalitarians have got to totalize. Like, everyone, one of the things that really annoys me about a lot of people observing this process is they always think, oh, it'll just go a little bit further and then it'll stop. No. These people don't want just a little bit further. They want totalism. They want it all. They want a utopia. They want a perfect world. You see this shit all through history. It's one of the major drivers for terrorism, interestingly enough. You know what I mean? This idea that the world is corrupt, it must be reformed. These kind of fucking people are really dangerous, and they never, ever, ever fucking stop. Even when they get where they're going, they never stop. That's why they always wind up fucking purging people. And, because the problem is, right, they want a version of the world that is completely unrealistic, right? And as long as you accept the idea that what you should focus on is the world is how it should be rather than how it actually is, you're going to fall prey to that. And we are swimming in that shit at the moment. Oh, we can have a world without violence. We can have a world without racism. We can have a world where nothing bad happens. No, we can't. No, we can't. There is no historical precedent for ever suggesting we can have a world where bad shit doesn't happen. There's a lot of historical precedent to suggest that trying to make a world in which nothing bad happens makes much worse shit happen. I'm sure Pavlov will back me on this.
Mm-hmm. Same as that meme Pavlov you showed about defunding the police. These guys actually think you can end things like crime and people stealing things. Like you can actually stop that from happening if you meet the needs of everyone. No, people will steal shit. Kids steal sweets. And their parents have money to buy the sweets. But
yeah, man, because crime is fun. Like, people just, don't know how fun crime can be. Even just stealing sweets.
Exactly.
Like everyone assumes that criminals, they only do shit because they're forced to. No, man. A lot of them do it because it's fucking fun.
Adrenaline rush, don't they?
Adrenaline rush. Like they just don't understand like crime at all.
I mean, working is hard, man. Sometimes people just choose to not.
Some people.
Hey, man, crime is hard too, right? But like, at least you are your own boss.
Do you want to be successful in that field?
I would argue that most criminals do not have any capacity to really think very far ahead. Like drug addicts, for example. They're not great at long-term planning.
I'm talking about the good criminals.
So instead of being like, I don't know, I need some money, maybe I'll get a job or open an investment account. They'd be like, let's go rob this fucking liquor store and go and like fucking buy a whole shitload of crack. Because they're not focused on like on the.
They're petty thieves, though, aren't they? They're just like.
I look. I used to be a lot like this myself. Very, very short-termist in my outlook. You know what I mean, right? And I knew a lot of other people who are exactly the same way. We used to like look down our noses at people who like planned for the future and stuff. Because we were like all punk and goth and shit. There is no future. Yeah, there is. Unless you fucking die, at some point you're gonna like wake up and it's the future. And what the fuck did you do to prepare for it? Nothing. I spent all my fucking time getting high. But I don't think you can short-term planning. I'm not sure if you can like therapy your way out of shit like that. I think it's one of those things that people have to realize. And I don't think like nice words and soft voices is going to cut it personally.
I think there's a way to get out of any kind of mentality. It's just that some of those ways are not acceptable for some people. You can definitively brainwash a person into leaving that kind of a mentality, but that would infringe on their personal freedom, and it is almost impossible for a person to be convinced of that just with speech. I have a friend of mine in Portugal who was a pretty promising kid. He's younger than me. He's like he's a teenager now, and he was pretty promising. He used to go to the theater with me, but with time he just started hanging with the wrong people, and he started doing graffiti, getting drunk, smoking weed all the time nonstop. Now he's a waste man. He has no future. Now I spoke with him. I warned him of this. I told him he was going a self-destructive way. Did he listen? Fuck no. What can I do? I'm not his father. I'm not his mother. I'm not his mother.
You can't tell people like that.
I just I told him what was gonna happen. He didn't trust me. He didn't care. It's not like he didn't trust me. He just didn't care. And what I said that was going to happen happened, just end of story at that point. Now, of course, if you have enough time, if you have enough skill, you can shift anybody's mindset. That's what I believe in. You can shift anybody's mind. As long as you have the right tools, the right knowledge, the right persuasive abilities, you can do anything with a person. But some of those things will infringe on the person's freedoms.
Well, I don't know. I would have to disagree with you there, Pablo. Even if you have control over their physical space and you actually physically brainwash them, unless you keep touching up the programming every couple of months, people will revert. It's like a well-known fact. You see it in cults all the time. That's one of the reasons why they have to keep you coming back in, every month for a refresher session to keep the programming going. But I don't know, maybe we'll maybe we'll live long enough to see diversity sessions morph into, I don't know, re-education courses for people who are in danger of drifting to the alt-right or something, you know, where you like get locked in a room and fed a high sugar, low protein diet and droned at for like 12 hours, like, you know, until you're like, diversity is good, trans women are women, you know, and you just come out the other side.
Diversity is our strength. Diversity is our strength.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, oh man, I hope it doesn't happen, but I could see it happening, man. I mean, who thinks 2021 is going to be worse than 2020? Anyone want to take bets on that? Fucking Chestnut?
I think there's a lot of potential for change in 2020, and I know this kind of sounds like what Banksy said a while ago. You know, about politicians, they always promise change, but I think there's a lot of potential for change. The could be good, could be bad. 2020 was definitely really fucked up, I would say. Like,
worst year in ages.
Yeah, 1 star. Would not
pretty
recommend.
fucking bad. Pretty bad. At least in my lifetime, you know, it was pretty bad. It's not the best.
2020 was not as described. The package arrived damaged. I hurt myself opening it. I think this product gave me a tumor. Upon trying to return 2020, I found that the supplier would not return it, told me to get fucked, and gave me another disease.
Fucking hell. But yeah, yeah. I mean, that's it. You know, let's wrap it up, guys, because we've been here for a while. And Banksy,
I can't say I'm going to disagree with that because I'm passing out.
It's good to talk to you, man. Take care of yourself. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks a lot,
guys. I just want to let everyone know that we do this every Friday at 8 o'clock. Now, next Friday is Christmas Day, so I don't know, Pavlov, what mood you're going to be in. I mean,
it's going to be the Christmas version. Yeah.
So if you wanna go live, then we can do that.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Look, I honestly, in Ukraine we celebrate New Year's a lot more than Christmas. Christmas is like a secondary.
You have it in January, don't you? Christmas.
Yeah, it's a different day. It's not the same day as Catholics. It's like the day
7th of January.
In Portugal, it's called the Day of Kings. Basically, the day that the Magi Kings arrived. I think.
How do you say that in Ukrainian? Day of Kings.
Oh, we don't say it. We don't call it that. We just call it Christmas. You know, we just call it our own Christmas.
Oh, come on! I was hoping you'd like drop some Ukrainian on us. Jesus.
Okay, I can translate it, but we don't say it like that. Den Koroliu.
Nice.
Day of the Kings. Or Tsarski Den, which, you know, Tsar is like the
Day
version of king. Yeah. That's it. Well, yeah, guys, thanks for joining in, and
yes.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Let's wrap this up, Mr. Pavlov, and bid. Oh, okay, Pavlov's jumped off as well. Okay, so it's just me. Okay, then in that case, I shall bid everyone farewell. Thank you, everyone, for coming. You've been awesome. I've been me. I've been Banksy, and Pavlov was Pavlov. Thanks, guys. Remember, we do this every Friday on at 8 o'clock. Now, next week is Christmas Day, so we'll discuss with Pavlov if we go live. Keep an eye out. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Definitely share. That helps us a lot because, as you know, we don't get organic traffic anymore. YouTube has it. You know, it's probably already screwed us with this. So anyway, have yourself a wonderful night, wonderful weekend. If we don't see you, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that jazz. And if we do see you, I'll tell you Happy New Year and Merry Christmas again. Peace.